donate $1 over at Patreon. That site is patreon.com/radio free radio. If you ain't heard about it, you need to get on over there and give your $1. On radiofradio.com.
Oh, it's Tuesday.
Hey, look at you getting the right day.
I had to consciously tell myself what day it is. It's Tuesday. It's 8 o'clock. It's time for Popped. I'm Matt. There's Keith. Sarah's over there.
No, not.
Sarah's not over there.
She's over there.
She's over here now.
I'm over there.
Now we got
Wait, where am I?
Where'd the conservatives go? They got out of here fast. They're like, we got to get out of here tonight. We got a gig.
They didn't want to be here.
They did not want to be here, but that's fine because we're here for you, bringing you delicious pop culture information. I don't know if you guys know what this show's about, but it's about pop culture.
It's about pop culture.
Hey, it says that on that image on the computer that we.
I call it the logo. Oh, wow. I'm logged into the wrong Twitter.
We're fancy.
I looked at 68 followers. Like, who is this? Where are my thousands of followers? Gone. Wrong count.
Were you on the popped Twitter? Is that what you were on?
No.
We need some followers on our Twitter account.
Follow us on Twitter, please.
It is at
listeners too.
it's
but,
at
you know.
Popped Show. You obviously are already listening, but tweet us at Popped Show. I'm manning the Twitter, so when these two geek out and I get completely lost, I need someone to talk to. We are also live on the
Talk to Sarah.
YouTubes. Search for Radio Free Radio DMF.
Did you say we're live on the boobs?
No, I
Not-
never ever
not-
said that ever.
That never happened.
We're
Best
live
behavior.
on the YouTube.
Best behavior.
Oh.
And
Guess night.
also, if you want to join the conversation, please, God, please join the conversation.
Speaking of best behavior,
757
Yep.
848
Yeah, nope.
5920.
Yep. What does that come out to?
It comes out to 757 848 5920.
It's not true.
That's the phone number
true.
that people can call to talk to us.
you can't get her to try to say that
Telephonically.
after getting on me about being on my best behavior.
I'm not saying
It's
it.
a double standard. I don't appreciate it.
I know. I know. It's how Pop rolls. Double standards all around. So what are you guys doing? How was your week in Pop?
Well, let's see. We're not watching anything. We're not reading anything.
Cool.
All we've been doing is playing video games.
No.
Yeah.
It's a
No.
shame. Yeah.
And it's not even like Overwatch,
And
like
we're
you're
not even
playing, or
playing
like No Man's
together.
Land, or or like new games, or like even I guess yours is a new system, but it's a retro game that you're
No,
playing.
it's an old system. It's several years old, and the game is old. And
Yeah, but as far as it's the latest in its iteration, so to speak.
yeah, for another few months.
After watching a good 10 hours of someone play No Man's Sky this week, I'm actually setting up the back room for good so that we can get some consoles back there so No Man's Sky can go on in the back room where I don't have to watch it because there's something about that game that puts me instantly to sleep. I don't know. Maybe it's the boredom.
I haven't heard good things.
What
I mean,
word?
they're giving refunds back.
People like it. Heidi loves the game. Loves it. I got immediately sleepy when I tried to play it.
Like it's apparently so bad that the Honest Trailer guys have already put out an Honest Trailer
It's not
about
that
it.
It's bad. It's that it shouldn't have been a $60 game. I don't know who priced that. We need to get that pricing gun away from them.
I paid $50 for the Turtles game. I played
Should've
it that
been a-
entire weekend, and then I scrapped it.
Yeah, but the Turtles game was really pretty.
Oh God, is it? It's gorgeous.
It's really a gorgeous game.
You don't have to worry about that with No Man's Sky. And that's about the best I can say. I don't know. I get why people like it. It's a cool little meditation of a game, but
I guess. But I
it's
mean,
not why I play games.
I
It's
don't know.
cool
There,
that they're
there
trying
are
something
there
different.
are games that are experiences, and some of them work out really.
We got a new Twitter follower.
Yeah.
Call 'em out, call 'em out, call 'em out.
Yay!
Who is it?
Pink Pot.
Oh,
I don't know who that is. Who's
Why
that?
is that not exciting? It's
because
exciting.
he's already a fan.
But
we
now-
love
I don't
him.
care.
He's a fan of Pops.
That's
Now
true.
they can get. Now this Pink Pot, is it a he, she?
It's Punk
it?
Pot.
Punk.
Pot.
Oh,
Punk. I thought it was
oh.
Pink Pot.
No.
It could have been
Oh.
Pank Pot.
He hates it when we call him Pink Pot.
Oh, I'm sorry. Punk Pot.
See, we don't know these
oh,
things.
my bad.
He's a Radio Free Radio super fan.
Okay.
We love him.
Well,
we love him. He's probably on the YouTubes right now.
Now
Is he?
he loves
Okay.
us too.
Well, hey, new follower, and now he can get all the crap that I retweet, or the good stuff that Sarah
Good
tweets
stuff.
during the show.
Oh, it's all
True.
good stuff.
I did
And,
tweet.
Definitely make sure you follow on Twitter. Make sure you follow on Facebook, especially.
This.
Facebook.com/popped
RFR.
Sorry, guys. When I set this up, I wasn't thinking branding. I was thinking, shit, what's available? And yeah, I'm an idiot. So I'm new to this
Well, I
whole
think it's fun.
social media stuff.
I think it's good.
But we
But
love you.
anyways, there are games that are just experiences for what they are, and I can kind of see what No
We
Man.
got another new follower.
Whoa! Okay, call him out. Call him out. Call him out.
It is our friend Scott
Oh, I know Scoot.
Scoodles.
Yes.
ODU Stevenson went to
Yes.
college. Killed all my bugs for me in college.
Oh wow! Killed your bugs.
Yeah, when I was
Yep.
between boyfriends, he would come over to my apartment and kill the bugs. So,
So
I
many
did not
bugs.
have to kill the bugs.
Well, it was the dorms at ODU. But anywho,
Um,
there are games that are experiences. Like, do you remember the game Journey on PS3?
Yeah.
Like, there wasn't what
Porn.
porn.
Boring.
I thought it was.
Maybe I'm the problem here.
I thought it was gorgeous. I didn't quite get the story 100%, but I enjoyed playing it. It was, I really got into it. It was one of those things where it was kind of meditative, and that was fun though.
Sure.
Like, I've just heard it's a broken system with No Man's
Well,
Land, sky,
problem-
fire.
It is not that Journey. I don't think they're old enough to. Dun 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 dun.
For Atari, what's an Atari 2600?
I hate all of it. That's the music that they played. Don't Stop Believing the whole time. A terrible Atari version that was just.
Did you play a Small Town Girl?
Bam, 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 bam. You never got that far into the
Oh,
song.
okay.
It was it didn't have that kind of reach.
But I mean, I
Journey-
think there are games that can be done well that
Here's
aren't
the
just
problem.
either a RPG or a FPS, and still be a good experience and gorgeous.
Tell you what the problem is.
Okay.
The problem is, they promise too much, and they deliver too little.
A lot of hype. No.
A lot of hype. It just, there was a lot of there's no way a couple of dudes working in a garage was going to be able to pull off what they had promised. I mean, they had promised this was going to be, there was stuff in the game they had never seen, and it's just pretty much
So it's
flying
like
around.
Mighty Number 9.
Yeah,
I hope this isn't starting a trend of like big hyped games and
these hyped indie games.
yeah.
Well, I think it's interesting because we entered the era of the hype AAA title, like the Call of Duties
The Division.
and then the indies kind of came up, and then they became this thing, and then they would come in. They would be like these little tiny smaller games. You wouldn't pay as much for them. But now they're starting to, with No Man's Sky, $60 is just too much for an indie game, unless it's delivering a AAA experience. I mean, if I put this beside like a Call of Duty title or something where they pumped a ton of money into it, it's hard to justify a $60
Yeah.
purchase. But people are enjoying it. So, I'm not crapping on the game. It's not for me, and I'm happy that other people are playing it. I think I would have enjoyed it a little more if it had been half the price.
Yeah.
I don't think there's
Or
anything,
finished.
I don't think they would have as big of a problem as they're having right now.
I can see that. I mean, was it PlayStation Network and Steam are already offering refunds no matter how many hours you've played of it.
Which I hate. I don't really like.
What, that they're offering refunds?
Yeah,
I mean, but isn't it coming out of their pocket though, or is it coming out of the developer's pocket at that point?
I don't know.
Okay.
I guess it was some sort of RMA situation, but I mean, it's not like it's not like the game's broken. It's just
Not finished.
I don't even know if it's not finished. It's just lackluster, I think.
Okay.
Is the name for it. And I think for an indie title like that to command a $60 price tag, it should be something truly amazing.
Okay, well, speaking of price tags, how do you feel about when they remaster a game, say a PlayStation 3 game, for example, and they remaster it, and release it on the PlayStation 4 and charge close to retail price again? Because the game I'm playing now, I'm playing it on my.
I had a feeling.
And this is my segue. The game I'm playing now, I'm playing it on my PS3, and they remastered it, and sure I could have gotten it for PS4 if I wanted it to, but I feel like I'm just double spending money at that point.
Yeah, I don't. There's a perfect example of this.
Okay.
They just released on the PSN network and on Xbox Live. Not even really remasters. I think they remastered the second game a little, but the two Marvel Alliance games.
Okay. Yeah.
Loved the games. Was like
Yeah.
really hyped to get them. Both of the games together, $60.
Yeah.
And it was incredibly broken when they released.
That's what I heard.
It was
too.
unplayable when it was. I think both games were missing a lot of the DLC content that was originally. Yeah, so there were just characters missing. I think it might have been 2 that was almost unplayable. It's just a lot of
disappointing
issues.
because they're great games.
Well, especially for $60. You're not talking
Yeah,
about
but
The
you're talking
Last of Us, because you know what, The Last of Us I can kind of understand. It didn't come out at a $60. It came out at about. I think it came out at $50.
Right.
So at least it was $10 cheaper. And The Last of Us launched in that gray area where we were changing console generations.
Mm-hmm.
So there may not have been people out there, as many people played The Last of Us. So I kind of get that. I'm kind of okay with that. But to release 2 games for $60 that are, almost 10 years old. I think the first one's almost 10 years old. Like, I swear it came out in 2007 maybe, with the other one coming out maybe in 2009, 2010. That's a 6 and 9 year old game
right.
that you're trying to charge $60 for.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, you could say each game
That don't even work.
But you could say each game is $30. To be fair.
No, because each game is $40 if you buy them separately.
No.
Which is not good. So then, in the case of the first one, you're spending $40 buying an almost 10-year-old game that absolutely looks like a 10-year-old game, plays like a 10-year-old game. It's a lot of fun. I love those Alliance games. It was fun playing around with the different characters and the suits and putting together
the
different
mashups
teams.
as far as the abilities.
But not for $40 for a game I've already played.
Yeah.
But that's just gonna. I mean, it's impossible to really do backward compatibility.
No, it's been done good though.
It has been
well,
done, but it's
excuse me.
impossible now because the PS3, the original PS3 system when it first dropped, one of the big selling points was backward compatibility.
Right.
But you were also looking at a $700 launch system, and one of the biggest reasons was because of the chip that was needed, which I believe it was the Emotions chip.
Okay.
That the PS2, the big feature of the PS2 was the Emotions graphics chip. That chip was needed pretty much, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm remembering this correctly. That chip was needed, and that drove the price way up. That's
Okay.
why when they dropped the price, what they did for the second round systems when they came out with the 80 gigabyte hard drive,
For the PS3.
yeah, they had to pull the chip out to get the cost down, which then removed backward compatibility.
Okay.
Now, I think PlayStation has an amazing idea or what they're doing now, because they bought, when they were building the PS4, they bought a network called wasn't Akamai. They bought a streaming service,
Right.
and so
I
now
think we mentioned it last week, didn't you?
yeah, they came out with their PS Now. So they've got a service. It's $20 a month. It's a little pricey, but what they do is they port PS3 games onto that. So for $20 a month, you can play unlimited whatever games, and they stream over your system, and that's how they get away from the backwards compatibility.
Okay.
Now, Xbox is slowly being able to port them kind of the same way, and then you just rebuy them through.
Yeah.
But none of
I
them
think
have.
I
I
think
mean,
the-
once you have those games, you've got to have like the physical systems for them,
Right.
because it's not one of those cool things like the PS2 had, or the 360 had, where you could put the discs in and it would do hardware emulation. It's all software emulation now,
Okay.
which is kind of a bummer. But it's a price thing.
Yeah.
It just runs
Well, see,
the
because
prices up on the
I think
systems.
the only I'm trying to think of the remasters that I do have, and one of the ones that I thought was done really well was done by Naughty Dog and the same guys who did Last of Us. They remastered the Jack and Daxter games,
Oh,
all
right.
3, and I got it for PS3.
They also remastered the Uncharted games.
Yep.
And same thing.
Yeah.
Just really, really good games.
Naughty Dog really has it down.
Well, yeah, and I think in specific cases like that, honestly, the only outside of the Nintendo eShop, the only classic games and remasters I've ever bought have been the Eco and Shadow of the Colossus collection for PS3.
Okay. I haven't gotten into those yet.
They're good. Although I tried to replay Shadow of the Colossus the other day, it's kind of lost a little bit of its luster. And they've been teasing that Last Guardian game forever, but supposedly it's coming out later this year. Finally, after 10 years.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see. We'll see. But now, we went a little late, We went a little late because there will be no comics. There are no comics with Juan. We can all be sad that we'll miss Juan.
His girlfriend surprised him with a concert out in Denver, so
So they were like, let's go to Denver, land
Yeah.
of free pot. Is
why
a free
not?
pot there?
No,
I don't know if
it's not
it's free.
free.
Is it free?
It's legal. It's not free. You
The pots
have
you
to pay.
plant them in are free, but you got to buy
Okay.
the seeds to
No,
plant
you can't
them.
grow them.
Oh,
You can't grow pots
No,
because you make them in a kiln.
that's
that's legal.
You got to you have a ghost. And then a ghost comes up behind you, and then you shape some pottery.
with
I know
Footloose
potter-
playing in the background.
That's how pottery's made. It may not
That's
be
how
right.
I thought it was.
That may not be right. I don't know.
No, it's when a mommy pot and a daddy pot fall in love.
Yeah? What happens
And
now?
they-
Even the love thing's kind of optional.
Well, that's true. Pots these days.
Aw.
Degenerates.
Let's get to some news. First off, Gene Wilder dead.
Aww.
Yeah, you said that with way too much
It's
enthusiasm.
my little Animal House. I guess it would have
Oh.
worked with it if I've gone with Niedermeyer dead, and then just went through the whole thing, and then Gene Wilder dead.
I mean,
That way, I was just yelling, "Gene Wilder dead!"
yeah. I mean, you could go Gene Wilder dead, DED
It just
dead,
that
and then
just makes me
make a
sound
Mel
like
Brooks
I'm happy
reference.
about it,
Yeah.
but I'm not happy about it.
No.
I'm also not unhappy about it.
He's a good man. I mean, he lived his life, I suppose, but still, it's Gene Wilder.
He was what, 84?
It was 84.
83.
He was 83. Whatever. He hadn't been around for a while, so
But did you hear he actually
Had a lot
died from Alzheimer's?
Alzheimer's.
But like nobody knew because he didn't want people to be sad that he had Alzheimer's.
I'm not saying he wasn't a good man, but the movies are still there, so go watch a Gene Wilder
Yeah.
movie.
And that's what I did last
Or
night.
don't.
I watched Blazing Saddles.
We're not here to tell you what to do.
I mean, we could be though. If they need recommendations, we're here to tell them recommendations of stuff.
And I recommend Willy Wonka.
I
It really
recommend-
was. Is there a
Blaze-
better performance? It's one of the better,
Blazing Saddles for me, man.
more than Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Now look, Blazing Saddles is probably my favorite comedy of all time. But that performance of Willy Wonka, I don't think you can put it up against anything.
he's front and center on that one.
Yeah, but that's a pretty good. I heard somebody tell a story about his first scene in Willy Wonka.
Okay.
Like apparently that was his idea. His idea was, I come out with the cane and everybody's focused on me, and then it sinks into the cobblestone, and then I do a little somersault and pop up. And he said, they were like, why would you want to add something like that? And he was like, I want to add something like that because then from now on, you never know if Willy Wonka is lying or telling the truth. And think about it, you never really know if he's lying, and it's perfect because the whole contest is a complete ruse.
Okay, I'll concede Willy Wonka over Blazing Saddles, but Young Frankenstein.
Not a fan. Not a huge fan.
You're
Not a
dead.
huge fan of
You're
that
dead to me.
movie. I prefer Blazing Saddles.
Oh, I do too. But Young Frankenstein's still a great movie.
And he
Producers.
co-wrote Young Frankenstein
Yeah.
with Mel Brooks. It was his concept. Mel Brooks didn't want to do it. It's like, no, it's a terrible idea. And Mel Brooks is wrong. I've heard I've heard him
He's
talk
wrong
about it.
occasionally.
He is wrong occasionally. He's probably wrong a lot. Yeah, so terrible news. It sucks because you always kind of wanted Gene Wilder to come back. And now I guess we know why he didn't come back.
Right.
Why he never did anything.
Last thing he did was some because I looked it up.
He had a show.
Yeah.
A TV show. He had a series.
There's Always Wilder or something like that. But he did
Something Wilder?
Something Wilder. Yeah, there you go. And but the last thing he did was 2015, and it was a voice spot on Yo Gabba Gabba. But before that, it was like 1999.
He was a voice in Yo Gabba Gabba.
That's what it says.
With Alzheimer's, did he know what was going on? That
Probably
must have
not.
been really.
It's Yo Gabba Gabba. Do you need to have an idea of what's
Who
going on?
wrangled Gene Wilder with his Alzheimer's into a voice booth and made him talk about robots?
I mean,
I do love some Yo
For
Gabba
the
Gabba.
record, Scott is Team Wonka.
all right. Well,
And Nate said, Dracula Dead and Loving It, wrong.
Gene Wilder was in Dracula Dead and Loving It.
I
Mel-
honestly don't
Or are we
know.
going? I think Nate
he's just
jumped.
going Mel Brooks.
Which is fine.
Maybe
we should
he's
do a
just
Mel.
saying words.
We should do a
Yeah,
Mel
it's
Brooks
good to
show
say
one time.
words. I would do a Mel Brooks show. I
Yeah.
love Mel Brooks. I do a Mel
great.
Blanc. I'll do a Mel Blanc. Let's get them all the Mels. Mel's Diner.
Gibson?
Mel Brown.
You went-
I went Mel's Diner over Mel Gibson. Gibson.
There's
All of a sudden,
Speaking
I
of
became,
Alzheimer's,
a lot of crazy.
all of a sudden, I became Sean Connery. Makes no sense. Don't ever become Sean Connery. Well, too bad. I don't. That sounded dismissive. Let's try this again, more sincere. Well, too bad. Well, I guess I'm just not
you
gonna
just,
get it.
you just don't have very much sympathy in you, Matt. It's okay.
Doug Liman is off of Gambit. He's left Gambit and he's going to Justice League Dark. Okay, you know what? Cool.
I
I
feel like
guess
they should
that's
just
good.
stop the Gambit movie at this
I
point.
do like Doug Liman because I like Doug Liman. One reason only. The only person who's going to know this is Nathan. Because of Go. Go is one of my favorite movies. He directed Go. He directed Swingers. Love both of those movies.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you like Go as much as you like Pixels?
I was thinking it. I just didn't want
You
to
have
ask.
no idea
it.
how much I love Go. I
that's
Do you
100%.
love it more than Pixels,
Yeah,
though?
I love everything. I love Gene Wilder's death more than Pixels.
You
was a
must
little-
really hate Gene Wilder because you super love Pixels.
Didn't happen. Don't make that a thing because people are going to start
Oh, it's
coming
totally
up to me.
a thing.
They're going to start sending me copies of Pixels.
Ooh, send Matt copies of Pixels.
Please don't send me
No,
copies
he
of
needs
Pixels.
more because I'm
does.
quite certain that he's burned through his like 4th DVD copy of Pixels.
If you have like a coloring book of Pixels or like sticker books.
Oh,
Do
you know
things
what?
exist?
Whoever is the
kind of a
current
weird world
president
is
of
this?
the We Heart Pixels fan club needs to step down because there is no bigger fan of Pixels than this man right here.
If you a-holes get me stuck in charge of the Pixels fan club, I'm going to murder myself.
No, it's
I'm gonna sign
But
Matt up for all the Pixels
you're
newsletters.
gonna die in a shirt that says I Heart Pixels. So what better way to go?
Nope,
no.
this is happening. I'm finding some Pixel stuff.
Let's see.
So the bigger thing here,
I bet Adam Sandler will come to your
beyond
birthday
Pixels,
party.
even bigger than Pixels,
No,
is
there's nothing bigger than Pixels.
We've got a Justice League Dark movie coming on. Why is DC so bad at this?
No,
Because
DC's
this
great
is
at animated
confused.
stuff. Mine is
This isn't animated.
Justice League Dark is.
No,
What?
There isn't animated. This is a live action Justice League Dark.
I thought he was moving to the animated
No,
Justice
because
League
you
Dark.
would think that would make sense, right?
Yeah.
No, because you don't want, I don't know, to dilute the brand of your main. Nobody knows what Justice League Dark means.
I figured they were
Is this
going
the
for
Black Justice League? No one knows. Why would you do that when you've got Justice League coming out?
So
and
would
then
Cyborg
you've
be on both
announced-
Justice Leagues?
Yes, of course.
Oh, in double duty?
Black Vulcan. Why would you do this? Why would you do this, DC? I think the idea is I like the idea. I like the New 52, and DC's clearly going with the New 52 in this. And
Which is weird. Why would you go New 52? If you're going to take your movies in some sort of
because
direction.
I get it though.
Why
They've
would you
gotta-
go?
They've got to push the current. It's kind of like how Marvel borrowed a lot from the
But it's not the
Ultimate
current.
Universe.
And the
No,
Ultimate,
not
and
anymore,
the
I
Ultimate
guess you're right.
Universe eventually was established. Like, by the time they
Yeah.
started pulling from it, other than some of the Spider-Man stuff, Raimi's Spider-Man, they pulled some of the Ultimate stuff from that, where it was still fresh.
I just don't know why you would dilute your brand when you've already got a bit of a problem. I mean, your movies are making money, but audiences are. I mean, it's not the love fest that Marvel's getting. It's fairly 50-50. on whether or not your audience even likes your movies. And then you're going to confuse things by throwing Justice League Dark. For the record, I like the idea of Justice League Dark because you got Constantine, you got
Swamp Thing,
you got all the dark
Zatanna,
characters. You got all the
magic-y stuff.
The magic-y. Zatanna, perfect.
Yeah, I thought it was. I mean, there is going to be an animated one, so I
There
thought
is,
I
yeah.
thought he was just moving to the animated one.
No. Doug
That's
Liman
weird.
he directed the first couple of Bourne
Because DC's
movies.
got their animated stuff on point. I was watching Dark Knight Returns a little while ago. The movie's freaking fantastic.
Yeah,
I enjoy that. Do you not like that one either?
it's okay.
So-
It's okay. I don't have a huge.
I love DC animated stuff. I mean, there's not
I'm middle
not
of the road on it.
not
I'll throw
all of it's
some
great,
on.
but Flashpoint Paradox, Justice League
I haven't
Doom,
watched Flashpoint Paradox yet.
Dark Knight Returns, probably top 3 for me as far as DC animated stuff goes. They're kicking Marvel's ass as far as animation goes. I think.
Yeah, I mean, because Marvel's not really doing anything animated.
Yeah, they had a few things for a while there.
Gonna have to because they got big successful live action movies. Poor
Good
DC.
news though. On this website called Roblox,
Oh, Roblox.
yes, the Pixels fan club owned by nobody, so
Yeah,
you could do it.
Yeah, surprise.
Awesome.
Basic rules: no spoiling, respect people in the
No
group,
spoiling Pixels. It's been out for what, a year?
no flaming. So Matt, you're out. But this group does have a Pac-Man emoji.
I do
No,
like
Matt,
the Pac-Man emoji.
Matt, I think, could keep it, under control.
Do you think that? Why would you?
Because
would you
the
think that?
Pixels fan club is so important to you. You just need to be around like-minded people to feel
You're becoming the
fulfilled,
show troll.
To feel
I hope you're happy
whole.
with that position.
No, I'm just mostly zoning out because you guys are talking about nothing that I'm
Okay.
have any knowledge
Fine.
of. So
we'll get on to
Give us
topic.
something the woman can talk
Here's
about.
Here's something for you.
no, I can spend this time
Ben Affleck
investing in the Pixels fan club for you.
Ben Affleck has tweeted out a picture of Deadshot.
Really?
Deathstroke.
Thank you.
Can we get any closer with our names? Deadshot, Deathstroke, Kill Punch. Just terrible names.
Murder Punch.
Oh, murder
Punch.
No, what was it?
Yeah. Killgrave.
Murder corpse.
Yeah, there it is.
That's what you called him, murder corpse.
Shoot Man. Blow Guy.
No,
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 not Blow Guy.
not blow guy.
Blow Guy is not going to be a hero. No, he's going to be, maybe he's a villain. Blow Guy could be a villain.
Punchy face.
Punchy face.
Shoot him
Punchy
up, bang,
face.
bang.
So nobody knows if this means that Deathstroke's going to be in Justice League, but everybody's speculating that Deathstroke is going to be the main character or the main villain in the new Batman.
All right, I can go with it.
Really? Of all the rogues?
When you're trying to do something grounded,
Are they doing something grounded? I don't feel like they're doing something get grounded though.
I don't think they're going to go any
It's
like
not the-
magic route or
But they
something.
are. They just did it with Suicide
But that's what
Squad.
I'm saying. They've already done it with Suicide Squad.
I feel
So
like
if they're going to do
I feel like
Batman, let's
they're-
do something a little more grounded.
But we just had the who's that guy? Christopher Nolan. We just had the Nolan trilogy, which can't get any more grounded, and still be a Batman movie.
Yeah, and it
So
worked.
I can't. It worked twice.
Well, yeah, okay, I'll give you that. Yeah, because
Joseph Gordon-Levitt came out and was like, I love
No,
Dark Knight
no,
Rises.
he said the
Oh,
end-
really?
he
the
said
one
the-
you were in?
He said the ending was perfect. I was like, yeah, that's what the only good part of the movie because it was over.
Yeah. Oh, am I Robin? I guess I'm Robin. Oh, awesome. That was terrible.
It was just such a
Thanks
shitty
for
movie.
making me sit
Worst
through
of the three.
I can't imagine that they'll ever go
I heard them.
grounded.
I mean,
Why
some
not
of the
Ra's
some
al
of the,
Ghul?
some of the
because we had him in.
yeah, yeah.
Kinda. We
See.
kind of had him.
No, we had
Why
him.
can't we go back to a penguin?
We could.
What
I'd
about
be
a
fine with the penguin.
Penguin is a
Two-Face.
the ruler of the underworld.
Yeah, why not? Mob boss kind of thing. It could be done and still be kind of like
Poison Ivy and with her
Sure.
bodyguard Bane.
sure. As long as Uma Thurman comes
Nice
back.
to meet you. The worst. Just
He's
redo
gonna be the new apprentice,
Yeah.
head honcho now.
that. Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, he's gonna be doing business puns for the entire show.
I'm putting you on ice. Shut up.
Uh,
Oh man.
But yeah, one of the original rumors for the Batman solo movie was an Arkham kind of thing. So where we get like a few rogues here and
I would
there.
love to see that.
But, you know.
Would love to see him thrown in Arkham.
I just want Batfleck kicking the crap
I
out
just
of
want
people.
a good Batman movie. That's all.
We've
And
we've
got a good
we-
Batman.
We've had good Batman movies before.
Sure.
We just haven't had anything good from DC.
We haven't had. I would say that we haven't had anything great from DC
Okay, I'll give you that.
lately.
Right.
Obviously, the
Past
Nolan
10
movies.
years.
And then before that, I'll defend the Tim Burton Batmans. I would love to see what a Tim Burton Batman 3 would have been.
There was talks. There were some articles recently that
Batman Returns is still my favorite Batman movie.
it's been years since I've seen them.
I love it.
Have you seen Birdman?
Love Birdman.
Yeah, me too.
Love it. World of Warcraft Legion is live. So if you're a World of Warcraft player, just while you're playing, can you just listen to us? It's nice music while you're grinding up to level 110.
Yeah.
We already at 110.
You have to grind to level up. Sounds like my kind of game.
Definitely have to grind. Wait till you find out what grinding is.
Oh, I think I know.
Not that kind
And
of
I'm
grinding.
really good at it.
Not that kind of grinding.
You sure?
Positive. As someone who has
I
played
mean, we
it.
can make it that.
Yeah, but
You're not going to get your character leveled.
right.
Well, I don't know. You might.
I mean,
My character always levels too early. Surprise.
If I had a
level
nickel for every
4.
time I had that problem.
T2 is being converted to 3D and will be released in theaters next year for its 25th
I have mixed
anniversary.
feelings about this.
Do you hate T2?
No, I don't
Who
hate
hates
T2. I
T2?
think, but why not just release the movie? I mean, maybe scale it up a little bit, clean it up, the resolution. But is
I
it
think
really?
it might be
Will the 3D
pulled
really
great.
help it? I mean,
It
it
will
your-
help me
or
get
is it
me
gonna-
into the theater to see it again.
But see, that's the thing. Like, I don't know if I want to see it in 3D because I know the ticket's gonna be more expensive because it's gonna
Well,
be.
You know, I didn't think about this because I was like, yeah, what am I going to do? Go watch T2 in the theater again?
yeah.
But then I realized there's probably a lot of people who love the Terminator. Now, I can't imagine people getting turned on to the Terminator franchise from these later movies.
yeah, but I mean, like,
But I'm
they-
sure they saw T2 from their parents.
But they like in 2014 for the Ghostbusters 30th anniversary, they re-released it in the first movie theaters on a one-night thing only.
Yeah.
Didn't try to make it 3D or make it. And maybe I'm jumping the gun on this. Maybe they're not. They're just gonna regular movie prices. I feel like they're just
No,
gonna
they,
up.
They won't.
They're gonna make it 3D, charge double a movie ticket price, and it's not gonna be that much better because it wasn't filmed for 3D. You see what I'm saying?
But they're 3D effects. That might look okay. It's
Is it going to be worth the ticket price? I love
For me.
T2.
I saw it like 2 or 3 times in the theater when it was released. What am I going to do? Go back out and pretend like I'm happy to see T2 again? Out of
Yeah.
the comfort of my home?
Why not? I went out
Because
and saw.
we're in the future. I've got.
I went
a
back
super-
and saw Ghostbusters.
Well, I did too.
All right then. So because you love the movie, you love the experience, you want to see it on a big screen. But is it
Do
going to
people
be
love T2 the way they love Ghostbusters? I guess that's my question.
that? I couldn't tell you.
That's really the problem I have. It's not that because I get that, but it's T2. I guess it would
I
be fun
mean-
to see it with.
I mean,
fans
T2's
again.
got a good following, but it's not going to. Ghostbusters is more universal, I think.
No, it was Columbia, and now Sony owns them.
I hate you.
But
I mean, I hate you
for
because you
that.
got the joke off, and I'm thinking like, no pun intended in my head, and I was like, no, that's gonna be a stupid joke.
sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. This one, I got lucky. A Warcraft movie sequel could skip U.S. theaters altogether, which isn't surprising because it made something like $40 million here and $455 million in China.
Yeah, it was insane when I read those numbers.
China loves the Warcraft,
It's great, good for them.
which is fine. I mean, I'm fine with just a Redbox rental. I wish I had Redbox rental the first one. And maybe I could have fallen asleep in peace in my own living room. As opposed to falling asleep in the theater and getting nudged by Nathan every 5 minutes. Like, just let me
Is that
sleep.
Is that what you
Just
call it?
let me sleep.
Is that what you calling it?
Yeah, I'll call it
Not
leveling
nudged?
up. Grinding. Adult Swim is bringing back Toe Jam and Earl, which is weird because I'm pretty sure most people don't remember that game.
The name sounds familiar.
Toe Jam and Earl was a game that was on the Sega Genesis. Damn near a launch title, I think. Probably 1989, 1990, maybe 91. Let's go 91. That was when all the big games were coming out, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was going into like second grade. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Released in 89, right? Yeah, okay. I don't remember it being fun. It was very set in the 90s. They were rappers. There we go. Justin's got some picks. They
yeah,
were
those guys are-
very 90s. And then there was a sequel a couple of years later, Panic on Funkatron, I think. Funkatron being the planet they're from. Weird choice. Out of all the games you could pick out of obscurity.
You know what it reminds me of? You said they're bringing it back as like a cartoon, right?
Yeah,
What was the Osmosis Joe or whatever that one was?
that makes sense.
I mean, that's kind of what it would remind me of. Something along those lines.
It was a weird game too because you just kind of walked around different leveled planets on, I guess it was Funkatron, maybe it was Earth, who knows? Lost interest, and you just picked up presents.
Okay.
Kind of boring game. I didn't like it. Like an Echo the Dolphin bullshit.
I remember that game.
I wanted to be a dolphin. I could drown myself.
Dolphins don't drown, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying if I woke up one day and I found myself wanting to be a dolphin, I would go drown myself because that's what I deserved.
Hey, nope. We are all about gender equality here. If you felt like you were a dolphin, we'd make sure you have your own separate bathroom and you could use the bathrooms you want to use.
But nobody would. Speaking of using the bathroom,
I don't like where
as
this
I was
is going.
driving home today, and I didn't know that this was a thing. We were stopped in traffic, and the guy behind me was, I guess, singing along to the music. I know this because he was deaf and he was signing along with the music. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, he was getting down with it. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that's what they did.
They? What do you mean by they?
The deaf.
I have no idea, dude. I'm
Did
completely.
they get down with this? He was like really getting down. And at first I had the dumbest thought. I was like, oh, maybe he's talking to someone on the phone. He's got hands free.
But
And I was
you-
like, well, that doesn't make sense. He's using his hands.
But
I was like,
you thought-
none of that makes sense because he can't hear his hands.
Maybe he wasn't deaf.
I
Maybe
had
he
a
just
meltdown.
maybe
I had a little bit of a
maybe,
meltdown
Hold
on
on,
the way
maybe,
home.
maybe he wasn't deaf though. Maybe he is actually an ALS student or a
He's
teacher.
not deaf if he's signing the lyrics to the song.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting.
Okay.
That's what I was getting to. I was like, maybe he was doing it for practice.
Maybe he was having a seizure.
Okay. You know what? You're absolutely right. I would like to strike the last few minutes from the conversation.
Jeez.
Sarah let me go all the way to the end of the story before she said that.
You're on a roll. I didn't want to stop you.
Speaking
She's
of
busy
on a
signing
roll-
you up for Pixels newsletters.
Signing?
Signing you up, yes.
It reminds me of a story today. It was a guy who was signing along to the lyrics. That didn't even... I'm so dumb. I might be the dumbest person alive. Grimm is ending with season 6, which is 4 seasons longer than most people thought it had ended. So good for them.
Yay? I didn't have any.
Did you know that show was still on?
I didn't take any interest in it when it started, so I just didn't follow through.
Is
with it.
anybody watching that? That's like the people that watch that Once Upon a Time.
Apparently not.
Like apparently there's like Disney characters in it.
Yeah.
Because Disney owns it, so they're like the Little Mermaids in it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
wanna
they've
watch
had
that.
like Mulan and they've had Peter Pan. I mean, they've had a lot of like
Have you
storyboard.
ever watched it?
I've watched the first few episodes. I'm kind of interested in just to see how they interconnect all of these.
I am
They've had
too,
like
but then-
Jafar and Captain Hook in this shit.
But like I don't want to say, hey, I can't come out tonight because I'm watching Once Upon a Time.
Then don't lie and say you're playing World of Warcraft Legion.
I'm
It's more
signing along to the
believable.
radio. The Swedish vampire movie Let the Right One In is going to TV. They're getting a pilot from TNT.
You know,
So this TV season, all of the movies that you've loved over the last 20 years are coming to TV.
sorry, Alexis.
Alexis is a Once Upon a Time fan.
Whoops.
You just totally drove off our listener. Way to go, Matt.
Seems like a great show. Fantastic show. I heard Captain Hook is in it.
He is.
Is that better, Rex? She'll tweet. Okay, go back to what you're talking about.
So all TV in the future, all TV shows will be based on movies that you either remember or don't remember.
You know, I saw that article and I was like, aren't we past the vampire trope? Isn't, because
Apparently not, because last week we had the news that the Naked Boys, the Lost Boys.
Lost Boys, there we go. I'm just trying to.
The Naked Boys was a movie I was watching last night. Let's not talk about it.
But then I realized I was like, shit, there are probably people that think that about the superhero trope that we're,
Who are those people? Who are those mean?
people that leave bad
Joyless
reviews
people.
on Rotten Tomatoes about those wonderful DC movies. But it's. Who am I to say anything about vampire
Hey,
movies?
you know what? Maybe it comes out and they're good shows.
Yeah.
I personally would like to see more originality, but you know what? There is plenty of originality, and there's so much room for content now. There's so many different platforms that, you know what? Cool, try it.
Yeah.
Throw it against the wall, see what sticks. It's not like I'm not going to get a show that I like because of this. So
Right.
why would I?
Jean-Claude
crap
Van
on it?
Damme has a show about himself now at this
What
point.
is it? Jean-Claude Van Johnson?
on Amazon Prime. I haven't watched it yet.
What
I
is
want to.
going
I
on?
kind of want to.
What is going on in the world?
I don't know.
I
Don't
do
look
kinda
at me,
wanna
I'm-
watch that. I saw that. I was
sounds-
like, I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah.
Images were released of the live-action Beauty and the Beast characters Lumiere and Cogsworth. And
Speaking
now
of storytelling,
I haven't been
Steve.
able to sleep for the rest of the week.
It's because you're
They're
watching The Naked
horrific.
Boys.
They're horrific
like
looking.
it.
They're scary.
They're very gothic-y. I like
I
the look
just
they're
hope
going
they-
for.
They scared me a little.
Well, put your big boy pants on and go to the movie and you'll be fine.
Some things don't translate well. Like in the live action Cinderella, the lizard footman was the creepiest thing I've ever seen.
Well, yeah, I
like
mean-
it just the endearing smoothing and the cutifying
The cartoony
of,
aspect.
of cartooning that Disney does. A lot of it is beautiful in live action, and some of it is just kind of
Nightmares.
creepy.
Okay, but
Nightmares.
here's my argument for this.
Yeah.
Would you prefer something that looked more realistic despite it being creepier, or would you prefer something more cartoony that doesn't make sense and fit with the story a la
Man, at
Scooby
this
Doo?
point, I would rather they just use an animated Lumiere and Cogsworth.
Okay, so you're going the Scooby Doo route then.
Fine with it.
Okay.
Roger Rabbit is a great movie.
Roger Rabbit was a 2D cartoon and meant to be that thing.
Cool. Let's get that.
I just like
Let's
the fact
do that.
I like the fact that Ewan McGregor's playing Lumiere, and that's what I'm most excited about for this movie. Honestly,
I'm excited for all of it. I love Beauty and the Beast.
it'll be fun.
It's tales all the time, Keith.
That's
don't
what
know
I
if you know
hear.
this.
That's what I hear.
So, Sarah, thoughts? This isn't kind of in your
can
wheelhouse.
can I talk now?
You can
Is it?
You gotta
is it-
talk to the entire time.
Are you sure? Is it okay? Am I allowed?
for trying.
May the woman speak.
So now you got our sandwiches.
That.
Oh no.
Oh, I've made 0 sandwiches today. I have no purpose in life.
Turn her mic off.
I know. I haven't earned my right to speak today. Beauty and the Beast is my favorite Disney movie of all time. And my
Tale is old as time.
and I think it's great. I was really happy with the way they did the live action Cinderella.
I haven't watched it yet.
I-
I'm scared to watch the live
I
action. Disney
really
movies, I'll
liked
be
it. I
honest.
thought it was well cast. I thought it was it had the fantasy element to it of the fairy tale and that like outlandish stuff that you just sort of know realistically as an adult. Is
It was
not-
well received.
Well, I thought it was great. I saw it in the theater with my BFF, who is also a big Disney person, and we both really liked it.
Well, it definitely looks like Disney is going this route. 'Cause
Well,
we've
I mean,
got
I
a
think they should.
ton in
And I think
development.
Emma Watson is a great
Yeah.
is a great like plucky Belle to have,
Yeah.
and who's supposed to be a plucky character. She's, and when you look at the classic Disney animations, up until the mid 2000s, the princess was always the damsel in distress, except for Belle. She was the one who rescued her father. She rescued her, her prince. Now,
I feel like the Little Mermaid was pretty plucky.
no, the
Yeah,
little,
but she was
wasn't.
still
the Little
damsel
Mermaid.
distress thing. Though,
The
is what she's
Little
gonna talk
Mermaid
about.
is one of the worst cases of feminism in Disney.
But it's such a good movie.
It's a great movie,
It's
and
one
I
of my
love
favorites.
it. I love it. But as far as talking about strong females, Beauty and the Beast outpaces The Little Mermaid in literally every aspect.
About Mulan.
Ooh.
Mulan's a good one. Mulan's a good one. But it still has
What about the
elements-
little girl that showed up at the end of Jungle Book? Huh?
Who are you?
No, we're not. The female mouse and the rescuers?
Just go over.
I love the rest.
Jasmine? She
No,
went up against
Jasmine
Jafar.
It
was
was still
all-
needed to be rescued, though.
She did, but she
Jasmine-
went up against Jafar.
Yeah, but she used sex to go up against Jafar.
And
Your
she was
beard
16.
is so,
She's so-
twisted.
She's a goer.
Hmm.
So I mean,
Know what
Belle,
Nudge,
I
nudge,
think
wink, wink.
is the best for girls to look up to. I think Emma Watson's a strong enough actress to pull it off and pull
What
it
do
off
you
well. And
What do you think about the upcoming movies? I think they've announced Little Mermaid, and I feel like there's one more.
well,
Did you see The Jungle Book?
I did not,
I haven't
mostly
either.
because I
I've heard
hate
good
Scarlett
things.
Johansson. That's probably a big part of
She's-
it. Awful,
She's
terrible.
not going to be in it very much.
She was the voice of the snake.
Yeah, she's not in it that much
You haven't seen it.
comparatively.
No, I have not seen Jungle Book, but I want to. I heard it was pretty good.
I think it comes out on DVD soon.
I definitely feel like Jungle Book has some of the best music.
Nate, no, Song of the South will not be getting a remake.
Song of the
Damn it.
South
I was holding out for that one too, Nate.
is not. Definitely
So
not.
here's, by the way, we are on Facebook or YouTube if you want to chat with us live, obviously.
Is that how Nate's chatting with
That
you?
is how Nate is chatting
and
with
I
me.
think Alexis is
And we're
chatting
getting
with-
tweeted at, and it's all over the place. Okay, so here's the thing. These are classic stories that are iconic, and like The Little Mermaid is a cherished memory for me. I must have made my dad take me to see it like 10 times, and he went because I was, 6, and he was my dad, and that's kind of the thing. But
I was
like,
12 and loved it.
but the thing is that those stories need a bit of an update, and
That's probably a good assessment.
they do. I think they need a. Alexis is still furious about there being no live action Snow White.
Snow White's her jam.
Snow White is her jam, and Beauty and the Beast is my jam. And the thing is that like,
I want a live action Emperor's New Groove. When are we getting that?
I know that would be
Emperor's
awesome.
New Groove was definitely fantastic.
CGI might have caught up to that now, but the point is that the Little Mermaid was a victim. She was muted. She had to use her body. She, gave up her entire livelihood and family for this prince. She was a child. She was gullible. She was naive. Like all the qualities that a teenage girl essentially already possesses, but they play out in the worst way, with her only prize being this completely narcissistic dude.
Yeah, at least they didn't go the what the actual story was.
No,
where
yeah,
she
the
did
actual
lie,
story
die,
is
and
is worse. But
dissolved in the sea foam.
I'll
Hans Christian Andersen, probably a bad guy.
no. Well, yeah, that was the
Yeah,
situation.
just a creepy guy.
That was the
It was
situation.
creepy.
Really kind of grotesque.
That was not good. But I'm anxious to see how they update it. And I have faith that they'll do it well. I don't really worry about Disney and their movie making. Some of their movies are stronger than others, but I haven't ever seen one where I've been like, God, where is everyone drunk? And I've seen movies where I think that, but I've never worried about that with Disney. They're
What
good.
about the Peter Pan?
They are
that they
good
did-
storytellers.
that they did live with Christopher Walken as Hook.
Well,
Well, I thought Christopher Walken was drunk, but that's a different thing.
and
No, but see-
that wasn't Disney's Peter Pan.
But see, here's what I'm thinking. We need to get a live action Emperor's New Groove. They could
Well,
still
okay,
they could get
that's
David Spade.
That's where I'm going with this. What Disney movies would you guys like to see made into live action Disney films?
Emperor's New Groove.
That's a really
Li-
offbeat. That's an offbeat choice.
Or
that I
Lilo
totally-
or Lilo and Stitch.
That's
Partially because I've seen it
mean.
lately. No, think about it. It'd be perfect for it. Look at Jungle Book. That was mostly CGI, right?
Hano means family.
Yes. But see, now I've lost my whole train of thought. But they did Jungle Book and that was mostly CGI.
Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch would be very similar,
I think it would be less CGI actually,
maybe.
because you really only have one CGI element there, and that's Stitch.
No, you have the two aliens going after
Oh, well,
him.
okay.
The final scene with the.
But for the most part,
we watched
you're-
this
you're-
recently,
you're
so it's
looking-
in my head.
For the most part, though, you're looking at just an animated Stitch for most of the movie. But
Yeah, I
you're talking about
suppose.
CGI characters,
Yeah.
CGI aliens that are around all the time.
Right.
The Jungle Book is a different case because everything was CGI, like all of it. It was basically just an animated movie itself.
I suppose. Okay, fine. I'm going back to Emperor's New Groove, but with the
I like
original,
that. I like both of those choices, honestly.
with the original voice cast reprising their role, except for Eartha Kitt, replace her with Julie Newmar. Call it a day.
Well, you'd have to.
Yeah, well, I know that's what I was looking up on my phone before we were doing this.
to.
I was like, shit, is Eartha Kitt's dead, right? Yeah, she died in 2008. So Julie Newmar, she's alive. She's still voice acting and stuff. Just
Sarah, who would you go? Where would you go?
I
Would you
have
like
to agree with Alexis, and Snow White needs a live action update. And the reason I say this is because the Snow White movies that have been out have not been good. And it's an opportunity to freshen up a story that is really iconic for Disney. I mean, it was their first, or it wasn't
It
their
was
first.
the first.
It was the first full length.
full-length animated movie.
And I think that it makes sense for them to update it. And I think they have a really good opportunity.
Have you seen it lately?
Snow White?
Hmm?
No, probably not in the
Just
last
wondering if
10
it
years.
holds up.
I
was never a huge
I
fan.
think that I think that there might be some problems with it as far as like casting and the roles of the seven dwarves and the
well, that
work
was
and
my
the-
question on that one. Which dwarf does Peter Dinklage play?
Oh
all
my
of them.
gosh. No, he would- well,
That was a legit
I mean,
question.
Him
no,
and
but-
Deep Roy.
they all have their distinct personalities and
What
are
about,
thusly,
Mini-Me?
are thusly
What's he
named.
doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he's on
Kenny Baker's dead, so he's out. But
no,
it's-
Vern Troyer is on Reddit like every day.
But you got what's his name? The Warwick Davis.
Oh yeah,
Let's get him in.
Okay, your seven dwarves. Warwick
We've
Davis.
almost got all of them taken care of.
Warwick Davis, Vern Troyer, Peter Dinklage. It's 3 right there. We need 4
Boom.
more.
I don't think the casting of little people will be a problem, but
But I want to know who's going to cast them now.
you're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls.
I'm sorry. Continue.
I think you're right. I think the imagery.
I think that I think there's a lot to be said for the story. It's a really it's like different than the tradition. I mean, it still has the rescue elements and stuff, and they touch on it a lot. Like
Oh, you're really not gonna like mine then.
okay, what's yours?
What would you think that? Where do you think I would go? If I'm gonna
For
pick
a live action
a
remake?
live action Disney movie.
Aladdin, Robin Hood.
Well, Aladdin. Aladdin we are getting. Aladdin's the other one that I was trying to think of.
Oh, we are getting that.
We are getting
Oh, okay.
live action
That's
Aladdin.
good. Okay, let me think. I'm not gonna like it.
I don't think so. I don't think so just because the elements involved.
Because Scarlett Johansson's
It's
playing the lead or
definitely
something.
not pro-feminism. So you got to think it's probably a little older.
Okay, Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that it?
It was so on the nose that it actually shocked me.
No, that
Sleeping Beauty would be
I
my
love
pick.
Sleeping Beauty.
The imagery on that one though would also be good though. I think
so
too.
beautiful. I still
That final
maintain
battle
that
scene.
is the most beautiful. I'm still scared of Maleficent.
Oh,
But they
she
did.
was
They did do her
effing
own movie. though.
terrifying.
They did do a live action Maleficent.
Oh,
That was
they
some good-
did.
No,
They did.
I didn't like it.
I didn't see it.
I didn't
I
like
didn't
it so
either.
much. It was a little boring. Yeah. Well, when I was a kid, before home video was really, really prevalent in homes, Disney used to re-release their classic animated movies in theater. So when Sleeping Beauty was re-released in the early '80s, I went to see it, and Maleficent scared the pants off me. I'm still, whenever I see her, I get a little, I get uneasy. I love that movie, and plus it's just beautiful. It's probably one of the most beautiful stylistically. It's one of the most beautiful. And if you ever get a chance to see any of the storyboards and the paintings that were done, they did all these beautiful full painting storyboards
Okay.
that are magnificent. I'll go magnificent. Speaking of magnificent,
Wait, so the
well,
Aladdin
oh.
thing looks like a prequel.
they're doing a prequel?
Yeah, I don't think they wanted to remake the movie because of Robin Williams, but Variety has it in June as a
Oh.
prequel.
Interesting.
That would be interesting because Aladdin is I think it would be easier to stomach Jasmine as a little girl going through this and Aladdin to see his origins. I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah. I'm in. Yeah, I think that's a good call. It is tough to it's tough to you can't replace Robin Williams' genie. It's iconic
That
role.
was so well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good point. Don't
That's
even
super.
try. Don't even bother.
Well, we're at the top of the hour. If you have bottom of the hour, we're at the bottom of the hour.
Top
No,
top
I'll
of the
figure this
hour,
out.
bottom of the show.
No, I think it's the bottom of the hour.
No, we're
we're
at
at
the
the top of the
top
hour.
of the hour.
The
The
top
bottom
of
of
the
the
hour.
hour.
Top of the hour when we come back.
No, it's the
Well,
top
the
of the
bottom
hour
of the hour is
now.
at the 30s. Because it's the bottom of
Because
the
the
clock.
big hand points to the
Yeah,
bottom.
the bottom of the hour is the 30s.
I don't think that's true.
It is true.
Matt's not used to being in the bottom.
Yes, I am.
Aw.
Aw.
If you've got any ideas of what Disney movies you'd like to see made into live action features,
Aristocats.
Aristocat. I prefer the Aristocrats.
Oliver and Company.
Give us a shout out on our Facebook, facebook.com/poppedrfr, or on our Twitter, which is @poppedshow. And we'll be right back with, we're going to have James come on talk video games. And then right after that, stay tuned for Natalie Green, YouTuber extraordinaire. We'll see you soon.
What's up, Internet? This is George of the Chocolate Milk and Waffle Show,
And I'm Terrell K. Mercer, also of the Chocolate Milk and Waffle Show.
and we would like to invite you to tune in every Thursday from 8 to 9 on Radio F Radio.
.com.
Won't you come and play?
Hey, you found a happy place. It's a game show.
That's right, a radio game show where we can have a few laughs as the contestants battle for the big or not so big prize. It's an adult show, guys. Our first episode is Wednesday night at 7 p.m. on radiofradio.com.
I'm just gonna assume the mic's on. Yeah, it is.
Oh, hello.
Yay us.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. Name of Justin's new show. Oh, hi. So, how's everybody doing? Psyched for the second half? I know I am.
Yes.
I like guest night.
We've been had a lot of good guests.
Yeah, we have had some guests.
I'm really glad that a lot of people have agreed to be like, hey, let's talk about my stuff.
I'm going to go on a limb here. I don't think we've had a bad guest yet.
Nah.
Every guest that we've had
And they've
has
all been
interesting.
different.
They've all been very different. I think Natalie Green even still continuing that trend.
Yeah, totally.
We've never had a YouTuber on. I'm really interested to talk to her and see what it's like.
We have not had a female guest either.
We haven't had a female guest. you're right.
Mary co-hosted.
Mary co-hosted, but she's more.
She was
She's
co-host.
part of the gang.
Yeah.
She can come in whenever she wants.
Yeah. In fact, we have her again with us in
September.
She's
a
great.
couple weeks.
September 13th, I think. That's when I'm out.
She was great. Oh, Nathan says that there was that time he was on.
Oh, you
There
don't
was. That
count.
was very early on, and
Oh,
That
Nate.
was.
and it was a short show.
Yeah, that was before I joined.
Come on
Yeah.
and plug your show issues.
Yeah. What?
Show that no one wants.
No, a show that no one's heard of. They
Oh,
might want it if they've heard of it.
Well, I was talking specifically about the.
Can we talk
One
about
of the
Pikmin
producers.
3? Because that's all I've
As
done
long as
this
it's not
week.
pixels, yeah.
We had the whole first half of the first hour about stuff we were doing
Okay,
gaming
I
wise, and you were
won't
like,
talk about
"Well, I
it."
don't
no,
want."
I would like to.
Can
No,
I
I don't
talk
want
now?
No, this is perfect. We're sitting here, we're waiting for James. Why don't you tell us about the Pikmin 3?
Well, now I don't want to.
Oh, come on. God damn it.
No, because all you two rail on about whatever it is you're
No, go
playing.
ahead.
And you're
Start-
more than welcome to interject
talking about
anytime.
Pikmin right
This is
now.
why you've got a microphone.
You've got the floor.
Okay, I've been playing Pikmin
Too late.
3.
We've got James on the phone.
Derp.
Hi, James.
Derp.
Welcome
Hello.
to the show. We're so
What are
happy
you
to
guys-
have you.
What are you guys doing?
Oh, you know, it's Tuesday night, 9 o'clock.
Just oppressing women. Chewing
yeah?
gum and oppressing women, and they're all out of
Oppressing women
gum.
or impressing
No,
women?
no. Oppressing.
We'll see later.
Bye.
Oh my God! Did you guys hear Gene Wilder died?
Who?
Yeah,
Didn't.
wah, wah. I know. We're
Yeah.
sad.
What video game was he in?
Blazing Saddles for the Atari 2600.
Was that really a
That's-
game? No, it wasn't.
If
No.
it was. It
He had it.
got
He
past
had
me.
an arcade game, but in order to play, you needed a shitload of dimes. Womp womp. All right, sorry.
I like it.
We'll take
Sarah,
it.
Sarah would get that joke if she stayed up for the rest of the movie.
Excuse me. I made it through the first 15 minutes. So,
Gosh, that's a fantastic movie. But we're not here to talk about film. I don't think.
Film
We're here to
Syndicate.
talk about. We're here to talk about September, which starts on Thursday.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'll go with that.
And there's a few major announcements coming. Well, depending on your definition of major, but that will at least have some significance in our arena, which of course is the Joystick Syndicate. We talk about video games for those who are unfamiliar. So let's start with September 7th. Yesterday, Apple officially confirmed what had been rumored for several weeks, that this
Steve Jobs
year's
is dead.
annual September keynote event will be September 7th. That is relevant to gaming because Sony had already decided to have their event for PlayStation on September 7th. And frankly, Apple can do whatever it wants, and Sony is going to come out the loser here. What do I mean by that? Well, gaming websites, and the gaming press, IGN, Kotaku, Polygon, so on and so forth, will, of course, cover the PlayStation event in depth. And by the way, of course, they will be officially unveiling the PlayStation 4 Slim or PlayStation 4 Mini, whatever it's going to be called, which was leaked a couple of weeks ago. And they will also be, for the very first time, talking in detail about the next iteration of PlayStation 4, which has variously been called PlayStation 4 Neo or PlayStation 4K, and it will support 4K resolution. They announced that during E3 this year, but didn't really have much more to say about it. So this will be the first time that we actually get to ostensibly see the console. And that's all well and fine for the gaming press and the hardcore gaming audience. Why the coincidence of Apple having their event on September 7th is problematic for Sony in terms of mainstream media coverage. Because frankly, it's no contest, and any announcements about the PlayStation, no matter how earth-shattering they might be, and spoiler alert, they won't be, are just not going to get the same kind of interest from the mainstream media as even the most rudimentary announcements about the next generation of iPhone.
Hey, James, let me interrupt you. Didn't the someone leaked the slim PS4 and then
Right.
they
Someone
tried to
claims
like
that they had
recall it and what happened there? Do you know?
Apparently, a retailer or someone like that in the United Kingdom got a hold of an early actual model of the PS4 Slim and put it up for sale on eBay immediately.
Well, that was kind of a
and
douchey move.
Put the pictures out there and everything, and by all accounts, it was authentic. So, oops.
Well, so
But,
now we know that within a couple of days or they're probably going to do the same day, boom, you're going to have the Slims on the market.
Well, and Sony is in a little bit of a hurry to get it out because, as you know, earlier this month, the Xbox One S became available at retail. And that's both smaller and a bit more powerful than the original Xbox One. So, you know, they're trying to get things out there ahead of the holiday rush and so that, you know, the early adopters who are willing to once again jump on the hype train here are not, you know, completely exhausting the supply before Christmas time. Although I strongly suspect that Sony's announcement on September 7th about the Neo will include a hardware release date of holiday season this year. No reason to think otherwise, really. And just while we're talking about it, as far as what Apple has to say, not probably anybody who's a gamer will probably be disappointed. Last year, you may remember at their September event, they announced the fourth generation Apple TV with a new emphasis on gaming, and that there's no indication that Apple's going to announce a new Apple TV this year. And once again, Apple's latest attempt to break into the console hardware market was pretty underwhelming as far as the Apple TV goes. You can play certain iOS apps, games, and things on the Apple TV, but in order to have the dedicated apps available for play on the fourth generation Apple TV, with a controller, they have to meet certain standards created by Apple for voice activation compatibility with the Siri controller that comes with the Apple TV, and there weren't very many developers who were interested in going the extra mile. So
do you think that Apple's going to pull from the Sony audience just because it's Apple and they make this big show every year? I mean, last year was pretty underwhelming because they had the Apple TV, which was like big whoop, and then they had the Pencil.
It's not that they're going to be pulling from Sony. It's just that they're going to be overshadowing Sony because
Right.
it's the Apple event. So, and we're also it's time for the next iteration of the iPhone. So we're going to be getting the
Is that
iPhone
what
7.
is it iPhone?
Yeah,
is
it's
that
time
the
for
buzz?
7.
yeah.
My 6
Apple
is still
said
doing
in
okay.
its invitation that went out yesterday to media, Apple said that it was going to focus on the next iPhone and Apple Watch. So
Oh, they're hanging in there with the Space Watch.
might as well, because they invested an awful lot in R&D on that little thing, and they've sold quite a few of them. The fact of the matter is, you probably know a lot more people who own an iPhone than own any kind of video game console, at least a current generation video game console. And like I said, the mainstream press is going to pay a lot more attention to anything Apple has to say, simply because it's a much broader consumer audience and more
Yeah.
interest. So I think that was unfortunate coincidence for Sony, although they probably should have guessed, since Apple does their announcement the first week of September every year and has for quite a long time. So I can't really share too much sympathy for Sony in this case. Meanwhile, the other big announcement for September is Nintendo will be disappointing its fans on September 1st, this coming Thursday.
James, you're so pessimistic.
Oh, it's too late. It's they've announced just today that there will be a Nintendo Direct event on September 1st. It's very typical of Nintendo to only give a couple of days notice before Nintendo Direct, which, as you may recall, is their live streaming video event that usually goes up on YouTube right away. They haven't had one since March. It has been quite a long time since we heard anything from Nintendo other than E3. And we can say with confidence that it is going to be a disappointment because Nintendo has already said they will only be talking about upcoming games for the 3DS and nothing else.
Boo.
So,
Aww.
Just
no
show
NX
us the system.
announcement.
Just
no,
show us. Just show it to us. That's all we want. Just show it.
You know, it's so hard to be a Nintendo fan. Like, I'm just trying so hard.
They don't make it easy. I think we'll see a lot of Pokemon Sun and Moon, which comes out a little bit later in, I think it's November, excuse me. And we'll probably see Ever Oasis, which was a new title for 3DS that was announced at E3, and maybe a couple of other games. But there aren't going to be any big surprises. There aren't going to be any big reveals, I don't think. There's probably not a lot of games left in the development pipeline for 3DS because everything will shift toward NX, if it even exists. I think there's cause for concern on the part of Nintendo fans as to whether the supposed NX will even make its March 2017 date, because here we are about 7 months before that, and we know absolutely nothing about this console. We don't know its name. We don't know what it's going to look like. We don't know how it's going to work. We have a whole bunch of rumors, and that's it.
You don't think they're trying to build it up?
No.
If they are,
They're not doing a
they
good
have
job.
not paid any attention to a century of marketing lessons from other industries and 30 years of marketing failures and successes in their own industry. The Wii U was announced a year and a half before it came out. The 3DS was announced about a year before it came out. The PlayStation 4 was announced a little over a year before it came out. Same for the Xbox One. I just don't understand how Nintendo thinks they can get away with such a short duration between revealing a product and making it available for sale. And if that's their strategy, I am not enough of an expert on marketing to, say with any amount of confidence whether it will work or not. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But
I say we don't see it until November.
Well, we've got the little baby Nintendo dealie coming out for Christmas.
Yeah, but
sure.
that's
I know.
that's
I
something
know.
that people have been making in their garage for years. Nintendo's just doing it now on a larger scale.
I gotta tell you, that thing's gonna be impossible to get this
Yeah,
Christmas.
it'll
I
sell
guarantee
out.
Oh,
it.
it's already all the pre-orders are sold out online. Yeah, it's going to be a hard find for sure. And that's nice for Nintendo, but for now. But it doesn't say much about their future. So
I don't think we'll see it until November, the next year.
oh, I agree.
I don't think we're gonna see it
think-
until November, and I don't think we're gonna actually see the console until maybe Tokyo Game Show next year.
Oh, I'm thinking E3 mostly because Nintendo usually doesn't participate in Tokyo Game Show, but we'll see. So those are your announcements
Aw.
for September. We'll have more. I'm skipping next week because I will be traveling, but by the next time I come around, hopefully there will be something new and interesting to talk about, especially concerning Sony.
Maybe there'll be good news. I'd like
Sure, why
Sure.
not?
How about oh hey, remember when you bought a console 3 years ago? Well, you've got to replace it now with a slightly better one.
I heard Gene Waters wants to
Right.
come out with a video game.
No.
Yeah?
Aww.
No.
Too soon. He
Too soon.
just died. James, Thank you, as always, for calling in.
See you next time.
Later,
Bye,
James.
James.
Bye.
Bye.
James the best. You were saying something about Pikmin before we went to break.
I don't understand what you mean. What's a Pikmin?
I don't know because I've never played Pikmin.
Pikmin's something you've been hanging out with more than your boyfriend.
I
That's
feel
for
bad.
sure.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that you guys are pretty much separated, and now one is in one room playing one game, the other's in the other
I'm
room
hanging out with
playing
this-
the other game.
I'm hanging out with this old man and a little girl, and she's hanging about with a bunch of aliens.
such a great game.
Oh God, is it ever?
But
But I hear
That's a
Pikmin
modern-
3 is really good from what I can hear in the living room.
can you please explain to me what a Pikmin is? I don't even know what a Pikmin
I didn't know what a
is.
Pikmin was until I started playing Super
I mean,
Smash Brothers,
I've
and
s-
Olimar's in there. I'm like, who the fuck is this little astronaut with aliens?
I mean, I'm in the know. I've seen the Pikmin screenshots and I've seen the videos and stuff, but I have no idea how this sucker plays.
So,
Came out on the GameCube.
yes, it's one of the Nintendo franchises, but it started on the GameCube, I believe.
Yep.
And basically what it is a space explorer he's looking for treasure. Olimar is looking for treasure, and he crash lands on this planet, and these little aliens are there, and they follow him around and help him out. And it's like they're the weapons, and they're sentient beings, and you have to protect them and whatever. But they also are like, you can chuck them at things. And
So it's like when C-3PO became the god of the Ewoks and used them to explore Endor and
Yeah.
blow up the Emperor.
Oh,
The
that's
god of
exactly
the
what it's like.
Ewoks.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And yeah, I've been having fun with it. Pikmin. I didn't really know about it either until.
You actually had Pikmin on your desk at work.
No, I did. Oh, I
Yeah,
did
you
have. I
did.
had
Roger,
yes, I did.
Roger Hammerstein.
I had
Roger
Roger
Hammerstein.
Hammerstein and Gilbert Sullivan were my two Pikmin.
Which I wish we
I wish we
I
could
wish we could- you
explain
know what, we
that
can.
You
joke.
can actually.
We can.
You
'cause
can.
F it.
Okay, all right. I used to have a moronic coworker,
Really
and I
stupid.
mean really, really
Yeah.
stupid.
And this is like probably the face of work.
Yeah, she was unfortunately quite
One of us
notorious.
is fired.
And but you
Hail,
know,
better go
Hail
well.
Hydra.
she went out of her way to make my life really, really miserable. And anyway, she was talking about a new musical that was touring by Roger Hammerstein.
Yep.
And
Fiddle on the
so
Roof.
I had just gotten, my lovely boyfriend had given me a stuffed Pikmin. And as a result, he became named Roger Hammerstein. And then when I got another Pikmin from my BFF for my birthday,
We named it Gilbert
we
Sullivan.
named him Gilbert Sullivan.
Justin put up some visual references for it.
Justin knows who we're talking about. But anyway, yeah, Roger Hammerstein has not made it to my new office yet, but he will. And I
Make sure Gilbert Sullivan's there
Gilbert
too.
will make it too. And I enjoy the Pikmin game. It's because it's like,
There's some
I
logic
don't.
puzzles in it.
There's logic puzzles. There's action, but it's not a lot of crazy. It puts it into little bite-sized chunks, so I don't
Yeah.
feel like I have to spend 6 hours on the couch to get anywhere. And it it's campy.
You're talking to a guy that got addicted to Animal Crossing.
It's like a kid's game.
I probably,
but
if I had picked up Pikmin, I probably would have been right
it's
there with you.
just sweet. The characters are cute and the bad guys aren't terribly threatening, and it's just something that I like playing. Because, it's like I just finished Super Mario RPG for like the 5th time.
Such a great game. Though.
And it's because the characters are nice and you like them and you want them to talk to each other, and and that's why I've been playing
Even the little
Pikmin
cloud?
3. The little cloud.
Oh, I thought you were talking
Oh,
about Super Mario
Mallow. Yeah, in Super Mario RPG. I don't know. He's kind of a wimp, but he
Yes.
was good with magic. He had some good magic powers.
Who was your team?
It depends on who I was fighting, but my team that took on Smithy was Mario, Bowser, and Princess.
It's good.
Because
solid team.
Princess does
It's definitely a solid
Princess
team.
does the healing, and you need that.
And you had to have Mario.
Well, yeah, you have to have Mario. Although honestly, Mario might have. I don't know. He wasn't my favorite as far as like. Well, I mean, he's Mario.
So you get the jumps right. You get time stuff right.
Well, yeah, the time jumps are good, but yeah.
So you get the double hits.
So I'm excited to get once I finish this. I'm excited. Keith will never see his TV again because after that, what I want to play. Your mic is off.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you go. So once
got more than one TV.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I
that's
know,
What I'm
but
about to do.
he'll-
I'm gonna go
but
put it in my room and.
I'm on the good TV.
Yeah,
Like I'm on the big one.
The one that hides the sconces.
The one that hides our lovely wall sconces. So once I get
So
done
jealous
with
of your house.
Pikmin 3, I want to do Maniac Mansion because that was my first love for the NES.
Do they have it on the eShop?
No, of course they don't. It's a LucasArts game.
But we've got a Retron 5.
So
Did you get a copy of it?
no, not yet. We saw one at a con, and they
Just
all
go
it
for
was
I feel like it was a common game.
it was in like a $10 bin, and the guy saw me get excited about it, and he was like, "Oh,
Don't
that's
ever.
that's $30," and I'm like, "Shut
Don't
up."
ever show emotion to
Well-
those guys.
Fact. Oh, you mean at a con?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you meant in general.
Nah.
Don't show emotion. It's just weakness.
Let's see what we can get. Let's see where we can get a.
Alexis agrees with you that our house is awesome. Our house is awesome.
It makes me sad to be there because it's so awesome.
We like it.
Because
Don't be
then I come back
sad.
here and
Be
I'm like,
happy
all I've
that you
got
can
is
hang
a-
out with us and be there.
I just want a water view.
Keith has a globe bar.
It's got to rain. It's got to rain extensively for me to get a water view, and then I'm usually worried about the car.
If it rains extensively, we'll definitely have more than a water view.
Let's
That's
see.
for sure.
Let's see what we can get you a Maniac Mansion for. I think we can get you one easy.
Yeah, I don't think they're hard to. They're not a rare game.
There you go. $15.
Yeah, see, it's cheap. We'll wind up with
Damaged
one.
but works. Okay, maybe you don't want that. Here's one with box, $49.95.
No, I don't.
Buy it now.
I don't care about the box. Although the box is a big deal to
You
keep.
don't care about the box.
I care about the box.
Oh my god.
No, I'm at the video game box.
No, I don't care about any of that. But yeah, Maniac Mansion.
Oh, here's a graded
Finishing
copy.
Pikmin
A
game.
U90 for 120. It's not bad.
You know,
graded.
you know what makes great radio? Looking at our
Looking at
computer
eBay?
screens.
Well, I think it's fine.
Well, they can hear us.
They can play along with
teasing.
this.
I'm kidding.
Play along with us.
Yeah, see if they can find something
Go on
cheaper
eBay,
for
see
us.
if you can find a cheaper copy
And
of Maniac Mansion.
Tweet it to Pop Show.
Now you've never played the sequel to Maniac Mansion, Day of the Tentacle, right?
No, I have not.
There was recently on the PS4 a remastered Day of the Tentacle that you need to pick up.
You sent me some game that I certainly
I don't think that ever came out.
never played at work, but I was excited about it.
It never came out. I don't think.
Slenderman?
No, it
the-
was a tentacle.
Yeah,
game.
it was the dude that did Maniac Mansion. He went off to do. He was kickstarting a game, but I
Huh.
don't think it ever came out. It was like a spiritual successor.
Oh,
But I think you should
hate
definitely.
spiritual
I feel like you
sequels.
should definitely get Day of the Tentacle, and try it out. Maybe
on the PS4.
Yeah.
Well,
on
we have
PSN.
one of those on the good TV, so
I remember it fondly.
the cool thing about the PlayStation though, the PS4, is you can pick up one of those PS TVs. I think they're like $50-$60.
Yeah.
Put them on one of the other TVs, and it remote
Still.
plays into it.
Oh, really?
So you just take your controller, go into the other
Shit,
room,
I might have to do
and
that.
you can
Because
you can be playing on
that-
one TV, and then Sarah comes in and is like, "I want Pikmin, I want Pikmin," and then
that's
you can.
actually that's a damn good impression. 'cause
that-
that's,
no,
that's
that's
how she
pretty
does
much
it.
exactly
I'm
what
trying to
I
watch
do.
TV or like Apple TV. Just,
you can
Pikmin,
pause
flip
it and then
tables.
remote it over to the other TV, and then just continue it in there.
Maybe look into
Take
this
your
app,
computer.
PlayStation TV.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get one.
Because I mean, it's gonna sound silly, but Battlefront's had some DLC come out that I've wanted to try out. At least give it a shot.
Other
But
games
you
have
can't
come out
because
too,
your
like
girlfriend
Overwatch.
won't stop playing Pikmin. Let me just say that when you go to Kickstarter.com and search for Tentacle, you get some weird stuff.
I'm sure
I
you
don't
do.
think you should be searching for Tentacle.
Go to
Islamic World,
Pornhub.com and
strate-
search Tentacle. You get some
Why
weird
did
stuff
this
too.
come up? Islamic World, strategic gaming with Islamic values.
Oh, awesome! Now we're on a watch list. Thanks, Sarah.
Pass the Tentacle, a family-friendly game. That does not sound family-friendly.
I used to play. that game.
It's about sushi.
Hyper-realistic
I used to play that
tentacle.
game with an uncle.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Hyper-realistic tentacle. Basically, this project is catering to the pornographic market to create a more realistic tentacle for use in adult films.
Yeah,
It's
hentai.
about time.
Yeah.
Funding unsuccessful. Ended on
No
6
kidding.
on 6/26/2015.
Because nobody wants to be seen. Like if you could do it anonymously, maybe.
The Eco Adventures of Oscocopter, the Flying Octopus.
These are the worst games ever. I hope
52
all of these
backers.
fail.
No, I think that's a book.
That's a book, and somebody's backing that.
Let's see. El Pulpo Mecanico. The giant flaming octopus rides
You're gonna
again.
get yourself in trouble.
Built from recycled scrap metal.
This is how that guy that did the Tickled documentary. This is what happened.
Help
to
us
him.
launch a
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu themed card game of Lovecraftian construction.
Why do
All
we
right,
want to?
that's-
Build, blast, or heal your tentacled monstrosity.
All right, I can get behind that.
I don't want to blast my
I
tentacled
don't want to blast
monstrosity.
the tentacle monstrosity. I don't even want to say the words tentacled monstrosity.
Gray Street, family, that dear octopus
I mean,
from whose
that-
tentacles we
that's the
never
name of
quite
mine.
escape,
I mean, you don't have a name for yours?
nor in our inmost
No.
hearts ever quite wish to.
No. No, Christopher Walken.
Cthulhu Britannica, Call of Cthulhu RPG box set.
Oh, I remember Encyclopedia
There's a lot
Britannica.
of stuff about Cthulhu.
People are a little too much into Cthulhu. I think.
Mama's teeth, tentacles and claws, a giant monster plush toy.
Does it look like a vagina? Because that's what I feel like it should look like. For somebody
Blah.
It kind of does a little
feel
bit,
like that's what kind
a
of it looks like.
little
Just
bit.
bigger tentacles than you're used to.
tentacles. Yes, that is it's kind of a vagina with bigger tentacles. Tentacle kitty, plush. She's a kitty.
Wait,
She
wait.
has tentacles.
That's
Shouldn't you
definitely.
be saying
She's-
vagina with tentacles?
She's pink, but people want
Not
the plush
with
in more
bigger
colors.
tentacles.
Well, I don't know how to tell you this.
Uh,
Oh, here we go. Calamity Ware dinner plate number 7. Tentacles add thrills to. You know, why don't
What
we talk
hole
about
have we fallen
tentacles
down?
more?
I blame James. I'm going to blame James.
Okay,
I
you know
doubt he's
what?
listening. We're blaming James, though, because his segment wasn't long enough, and we went down a long hole of
long-
tentacle.
With suction cups.
I'm gonna
if you will.
I'm gonna put tentacles into eBay. See what we get. Spider-Man 2, Doc Ock tentacle attack.
I'm gonna put.
I'm okay with that.
I feel okay. I'm fine with all this. A lot of Dr. Octopus figures.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect. Done.
All right.
Leave it at that. Don't go searching any deeper.
It's
Oh,
in.
no. And then Baywatch number 75, tentacles.
Oh, you can get 5 tentacle finger puppets on Amazon for $9.92.
But I only need 3.
Prime might have to do that because then I could do this.
Yay.
And
As
tentacle.
she's waving her fingers
in
at
your
me. For those of
face.
you,
you
not
guys
watching
just
YouTube.
bought a house together. You don't want to do anything to break up.
We did. It's called Pikmin.
Oh, here we go. Tentacle insemination. Tentacles, aliens, and love book number 1
I went too
Oh,
far.
for $0 on Kindle Unlimited. That's a deal.
I'm glad it's.
That's a good
I'm glad it's
deal.
number 1 because if it was like number 9 or 11,
I
I'd
went-
be a little worried.
I went too far.
Yeah, I told
What?
you. What did I say a minute ago? Don't go too far.
Oh, no, I
be
went too
happy
far.
with your Doc Ock. Call it a day.
There's an inflatable tentacle arm if you want to be by accoutrement. If
I
you
don't
want to
even
be
know what this is.
tentacle arm man.
I apologize, everybody. Nope. Don't turn your computer on. I don't want to see it.
I don't.
Oh,
don't know
no,
what that
I
is.
don't.
No, I'm not
Ladies,
looking.
ooh, I kind of want this pink octopus ceramic 3D coffee mug with tentacle handle.
Okay, so when I try to buy a Mega Man what's a barrel? Why am I drawing a blank on the Mega Man energy refill things?
The answer is because you don't know the word for it.
It's an
That-
It's an E mug, and it's the little E canister in a Mega Man.
I never stopped you from buying a mug.
Yeah, but you said, don't we have enough mugs? You didn't stop me from buying it, but you implied that we have enough mugs in
Yeah,
the house.
but how many times do I say, don't you have enough turtle action figures? And then
no.
like,
The answer is no.
all right, well,
I never have enough turtle figures.
you can get,
Yeah,
I
we're sorry, Jenny.
I know.
We really are.
Poor Jenny's listening.
I don't know what's happened. I
Jenny
don't-
said she's listening. Tweeted
How
us
do
and
we-
said she's listening to Pop for tentacles.
Yeah,
do we-
we're shopping for.
Pop.
Oh, here's a tentacle.
It's about tentacle porn.
No, it's not. It was only
is
porn
now.
that one time, 2 times. Here's tentacle plush. That's probably also porn.
All
Sadly.
right. So I'm getting an E mug this week, and you're getting a tentacle mug apparently.
No, I want the fingers. I want the tentacle finger puppets. If you're. Oh, here's a tentacle
Do you-
baby costume.
Oh, thank God we're saved.
We're saved.
We're saved.
Who are we saved
how
by?
are we saved?
Because on the phone here we've got Natalie Green.
Natalie, we were shopping for tentacle accessories.
Couldn't you
so
have called in earlier?
I know. It was going downhill
Just-
super, super fast.
Thank God for saving us.
Yes.
And welcome to
hey,
Popped.
Well, I mean, if you still want to do some shopping for tentacle stuff, I mean, I'll just hang back. You know, I'll wait. I'm a patient person.
She's agreed to take that off air.
Yeah, I can continue my tentacle search later. I feel like it's not going to end anywhere we can broadcast anyway.
I mean, it's internet radio.
Fair
I feel like
enough.
we can broadcast whatever we want, can't we? We can say like
I feel,
shit, damn. all
I feel so bad for Natalie.
I
She's
know.
like she's
no,
she's
I'm
been
already loving
tweeting.
this. I haven't even been on the phone for 30 seconds. I'm already loving this.
She's been tweeting all day. She's been excited, and then she gets into tentacle puppets.
Welcome to Pop.
Why
It's
don't-
about tentacles.
Why don't I already own tentacle puppets? Like, how have I gotten to be 32 and have not had tentacles on all 10 of my fingers? That's my question.
That that is the true question of life. I mean, I unfortunately don't own any tentacle puppets, but I feel like it's something that's missing in my life. I feel like that's one of the voids that I have.
I say you do a couple of videos with tentacle puppets, your subscriber base is gonna jump.
Oh,
Right
yeah.
up.
It'll triple.
Well, consider it done. I don't know if that's the subscriber base that I'm really going to be wanting.
No one wants.
Probably
a
not.
part of. But hey, if they're into it, it is what it is.
Then seg into maybe some Cthulhu
Cosplay.
So
That would
let's
be amazing.
let's talk about your YouTube content. What are you doing? How's your fan base? Sort of what's the jam? Update
Oh
our
my gosh.
listeners.
So I really don't have a set type of content that I make. It's honestly, I go in and when it's time for me to make a video, I'm like, okay, what do I want to talk about? What's going to make people laugh? What am I excited about? And that's kind of what it turns into. And the biggest thing is it'll either be something with video games, my extensive toy collection, Ninja Turtles, anything kind of 80s nostalgia.
I'm sold.
And exactly. See, and I mean, and it's one of those things where, you're asking about my fan base. They're the nicest people I have ever met. Like, I'm still shocked that I can say that I have a fan base. Like, it's still really weird to say.
Oh no,
But
go
you,
for
you
it.
can say it.
Yeah, you can say it.
It's so weird though, but they're all so wonderful, and it's so much fun because every time I make a video, my favorite part is waiting for everybody that watches my videos to comment regarding the video and just geeking out about whatever I happen to talk about on that video at that point, and just being like, yes, like you remember this too, like let's just keep talking about it. I don't care, it's 3 a.m. Let's just keep talking about Ninja Turtles. I love it.
I'll be honest. I was watching one of your videos last week, and was really digging that masterpiece Grimlock that was behind you. I don't know if I was focused on the right thing, but that caught my eye, and I was like, man, I really want a masterpiece Grimlock.
We're all God's children, man.
I love it. I also have the Masterpiece Soundwave.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yes,
I
did.
missed
I have
it.
the original G1 too. Like not to sit here and just brag about my toy collection.
No,
but
go
let
for it.
me
We do
show
it all
you
the
what I
time.
got.
I want that. I think I'm gonna pay extreme prices to get that masterpiece Soundwave.
It's worth it. It's gorgeous. I haven't opened up the Grimlock one yet. I'm not like big on like, oh, everything needs to be in box mint condition. I unfortunately am running out of room for figures and collectibles, and I have a
Preach.
problem. I can't stop collecting figures, and so I have to leave
Keep
everything in the
preaching.
box. Like all of my pops are still in boxes, just because I have no place to put them otherwise.
I'm considering building shelves in my new. Sarah and I just bought a house, and I'm running out of room for my pops, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna have to build a shelf on like the highest wall possible, and just like display them all the way across.
Yeah,
I can't-
my
do it.
pops are in my office, and it actually kind of works because now when people come into my office, they like see my fandoms right there, and it's like, oh, it's always something to talk about. Like it's always the little Gus Gus and the slipper is the first one because everyone goes
Yeah,
for Cinderella.
That's a really great one.
And then from there, they can branch out and they'd be like, oh, Bob's Burgers, or oh, Wonder Woman, or oh, it's Groot. I have a Groot, or and then
You
it's.
get the inside Bing Bong too.
I do have Bing Bong, and it's like
Oh,
it
Bing
brings
Bong.
people together. I know.
Exactly. And that's what's so cool about it, and like when I go to work, that's the biggest thing that people do, whether, your home office or, wherever you work, you have these things that you can display on your desk that are part of, your personality and what you love, and especially if I walk by and I see somebody has, like anime pops, I'm just going to be like, oh, hey, like we need to sit down and have a conversation. Like, I don't know who you are, but I want to get to know you because we like the same thing. So let's be friends.
Yep.
Isn't the world great now?
So have you
It
found?
really is.
So you've had like really good experiences and everything with your fandom and the people who watch your videos and like cons. Do you do cons?
So she's found the good side of the internet.
yeah.
then,
Where do you
essentially.
where do you find these awesome people? Because I've run into some not nice people.
And it's one of the things that I've always had pretty thick skin, and occasionally you'll run into the occasional internet troll that'll either comment something on like my Facebook or through YouTube comments, and either one, I don't humor them, or two, I'll just mess with them, just kind of kill them with kindness kind of thing. But overall, it's really nice how receiving and how awesome, especially just kind of people are here in Dallas, Texas, is. They've all been super nice and super welcoming. Like, nobody's really here to, try and, ostracize you, or they're like, oh, you're a geek girl. Like, tell me the exact, date and the phase of the moon that your favorite character was born under. Otherwise, you're not a true fan. Or, I've never run into anything like that, thank goodness. But initially, everybody that I've come into contact with through conventions or through, social media, they've all been just remarkably nice. And so I've been very thankful, because I know more people, they haven't seen that type of side, and maybe it's just I'm not big enough yet to where I haven't gotten the majority of internet trolls to come across my channel yet. But it's been really nice, and it's it's one of those things, even with that dark side of the geek fandom, where you're going to get people who don't like you, and that's just the way it is. But
yeah,
that wouldn't stop me from doing anything I love. I'd just be like, okay, well, thank you for, putting a view on my video or leaving a comment. You're helping my engagement with my video. So
yeah, at the end of the day, you're the winner because they're looking, and that's sort of the biggest thing.
Well, and it's easy just watching your videos. It's easy to see that you're passionate about this stuff. It's not. It doesn't come off as some sort of faked or forced thing. It's a genuine passion that definitely comes across. I mean, just looking at your rooms just full of stuff. You don't get that stuff if you're just kind of interested in something.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
it's not set
it
dressing. In other
Yeah,
words.
it's definitely not set dressing. There's legit pieces there that any collector would be like, it's good.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good
Well,
stuff.
and that was the biggest thing is it's I've been making videos pretty consistently for the past couple of years, but I've been doing YouTube stuff for not to sound like a total hipster, but I've been making videos since like 2006. They were horrible videos, but it was one of those things where I love to entertain people and I love to make people laugh. And YouTube was one of the best outlets that I ever had, because I loved making videos. I love editing. I love the whole process of making videos. And that was one of the biggest things that I always told myself. It's like, what do you want to talk about? And it's going to be the things that I love, that I have that passion for, that you can see. Because it's when people want to watch something, like, you don't want to watch somebody that's reading off a script. They're clearly not into it. You want to watch somebody that you can relate to on that level with something you love. And you want to see that passion that they have, that that you share with them, and it makes things so much more enjoyable. You get to see their personality come through in that video, and I feel like you get so much more engagement, and you get a bigger fan base when you're being yourself and you're talking about those things that you love, because you're going to find other people that share that common interest with you, especially this day and age where just pop culture and geek culture is just such a big thing that everybody's so into. Everything, whether it's retro or it's modern day, it's just everybody's there. So it's been really cool.
Well, it's so cool. The best part is just the barrier entry is so low now that that anyone who has a passion to do something like this, for fairly cheap, you can put together a decent little rig and start putting out content yourself.
Exactly. And it's one of those things where I always, when I have people, when I go to conventions, they'll ask me, they're like, oh, what kind of cameras do you use, or what kind of setup do you have? Because they're always worried. They're like, I don't have a lot of money to make this big setup. And, I always tell people it's the biggest thing at the end of the day is, it's production quality can, help make things a little bit better and, make, watching a little more enjoyable. But as long as you have something that people want to see, and you have, that personality that's really going to shine through, and people are going to really be, taken by you, then production quality is just kind of an afterthought at that point. If, I could watch somebody that has, $1,000 worth of camera equipment, but if they're just sitting there reading off of a script, I don't care. But I'm going to go and watch the person that's flipping out over the Road One trailer that they filmed on their iPhone. Like, that's going to be more enjoyable for me. And
Sure.
So that's one thing that I always stress to people. I'm like, don't worry about it. Like, I don't have fancy lighting. Like, the way that I have to do it with my setup right now is I just open up my windows and I have white curtains that kind of diffuse everything, and I'll just film with that. And I have a pretty basic camcorder that I use, and it works just fine for me.
Yeah,
It's
all you need.
It's almost like it's easier to like really connect with people that way.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, okay, so take my friend Amy, big Superman fan, specifically
Dean Cain.
Dean Cain. What was the show? Lois and Clark.
Yeah.
So she loved that. But like, this is before YouTube, and I mean, she was just, back when like everyone dialed up, they were
Wrote
like
fan letters.
Yeah,
like on
they were-
paper.
Louisiana Purchase.
right,
Yeah.
when you were a kid.
Oh, that's Lewis
Yeah.
and Clark. My phone.
So there was but she like joined fan forums or whatever, and I'm sure like AOL chat rooms and all that stuff
Oh,
it
yeah.
has evolved. But these are some of her best friends to this day. She's getting married next spring, and like 2 of her old longtime Dean Cain fan friends are her bridesmaids. And
Oh, that's so cool.
yeah, and it's just she's not she's not a YouTuber type, but she she's got her fandom, and it's so easy for her to just go online and just type in a keyword, and it really like widens the world and allows people to have voices and share interests in a way that it didn't used to.
Well, and allows people to also evolve their interests. You start off with a Dean Cain thing or a Ninja Turtle thing, and then you fall into a dark world of like Usagi Yojimbo, for example, with Ninja Turtles. You start with
Yeah.
one thing and you find other things that are either tied to it,
That's
connected
true.
to it by those artists, and then boom, then you're really going down the rabbit hole.
You're completely consumed at that point.
Yeah, pretty much, and you have no life. Also, I think it's very cool that your cat's named Michelangelo. Just throwing it out.
Oh, yes.
But it's
yeah.
after the painting.
I've always wanted an orange cat, and, and I'm sitting there, I was like, what would I name him? And I just kind of looked up at my shelf, and I'm like, Natalie, you've known this whole time. You just never realized it. It's like, I have to have a cat named Michelangelo, and it's so funny, people that, aren't aware of, like, Ninja Turtles and stuff like that, the few that I run across, they're just like, oh, that's an interesting name for your cat. And then they'll see the collar that he has, which is, of course, Ninja Turtles. And they're like, it makes sense now. And it's fun just kind of people getting that connection. They're like, oh, wow, you must be a Ninja Turtle fan. I'm like, a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. I'm in
Just
that.
a
I'm in that
little.
same boat. My orange cat's name though is Hobbs. So
What?
Oh, I love it, though.
What's the last thing you bought, Keith?
I may have bought the NECA Ninja Turtle figures that were based off the Ninja Turtle arcade.
Oh, you know what? I was like 2 seconds away from buying them, and my cat, Michelangelo, he ended up getting sick, and so my NECA funds went to taking care of him. So maybe down the road I'll be able to find them, but I think at this point I'm going to be going after the 80s style, the figure art Ninja Turtle figures.
Okay, yeah.
I think those are going to be next on my list because I did miss out on the
dude,
arcade ones.
I want
See,
those.
much as I wanted them.
we're making Matt mad now
'Cause
because
I'm
like I just sit here and
trying-
buy turtle shit all the time, and
I'm trying to get out. I'm trying not to. I'm not trying not to be collector guy.
see,
But
I've had to,
man, I love toys.
I've had to get selective with it because she mentioned the figure arts for the '80s stuff, and now we're getting to this whole Ninja Turtle diatribe. But
Yeah.
I got the Playmates ones, the fully posable ones that they did the 4 turtles and then the Rocksteady and Bebop, and I was like, all right, that's it for '80s figures. I've got a, that's when the NECA arcade figures came out. I was like, all right, that's different kind of turtle stuff. I can justify that.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly, they're totally different. I completely justified that purchase. That's totally fine.
see, someone justified the purchase.
See,
I'm
well-
getting glares from Sarah who.
Okay.
Because
so-
I got the figures, and I have no problem admitting I got the figures for $300. They were
Here-
I got the shredders. and-
That's a great price.
Thank you, Matt and
Oh, well
Sarah.
done, sir.
Thank you. See,
There
She
you go.
agrees.
Natalie
See?
agrees.
Here is
Natalie's an
I'm in
expert.
trouble here.
Natalie is an expert. Here is my problem, though, and this is not a Keith problem or a Ninja Turtles problem or a toy problem.
It usually
There
is, though,
is
let's
no
be
such
honest.
thing as a Ninja Turtle
My
problem.
problem is that like I am such a purger. Like I go through and just
12 hours once a
annihilate
year.
my crap and like just go through and just get rid of stuff. And I, and my mom was like that, and we just get rid of stuff, and to the point where like later I'm like, well, where's that thing, and so it drives me nuts to have a lot of just stuff around. And it's funny because like this is the first time in my
I think
life.
she's gonna sell your stuff.
No, I'm not going to sell her
Don't be
stuff.
selling her.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, that would be a great way to be
If you haven't
homeless.
figured out, Natalie, Sarah and I live together, so
But like, okay, here's my thing. Like, this is the first time in my life that I'm settled in my forever home, and we're gonna be there for at least 30 years because mortgage.
nah.
But like,
Absolutely.
so now it's like, okay, there are things I'm interested in. If, the things that I've talked myself out of in the
and
past.
I'm
'cause-
interested in NECA Ninja Turtle arcade
Okay,
figures.
all right, okay.
I'm
boyfriend.
surprised you don't have an arcade machine yet.
There's
Oh,
no room.
Please
God.
don't encourage him. There is no
The
room.
shed-
though.
You'll
the
find
shed does have
room.
220
If you
going
have-
to it, though.
If you find a deal, you find room and you put that arcade somewhere.
See,
else.
I like Natalie already.
I will tell you, Natalie, that we have a mall around here that's like kind of a dead mall, but it's not. It's like on its last breath. And they all the restaurants in the food court have closed, so they just put like arcade machines in front of them. And we have totally thought about maybe just sort of walking in and taking.
But we
some.
haven't, so in case we do,
No,
this is
we
not
haven't.
evidence in a court of law.
Not
We have-
Exactly. I don't condone stealing, but if it just happened, I mean, let's just
That's
say we were doing
coincidence.
this podcast when the arcade machine happens to go missing. There's the alibi right there. We're fine.
Boom.
No, we're
exactly.
live. We're on the air.
Yeah, we're live.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
you can see us on YouTube. There we are. Everybody
Everybody
wave.
Obviously,
Hold up a
obviously
newspaper.
this has never happened. But we talked about arcade games.
Don't
and
worry, you're gonna walk into the studio clubhouse,
And there's gonna
there
be a Miss
will be a
Pac-Man.
Miss Pac-Man machine
Yeah.
in the future.
Hey, we all have our vintage games that we love. That's it. I mean, I would get a pinball machine if we had room for it, because I remember spending many hours as a kid playing pinball.
What arcade would you get, Natalie? Since we're talking about it.
It would probably be. Let me think about it.
You know what else I
It would
played a lot of
probably
as a
be,
kid?
it'd probably be the Ninja Turtle arcade. It probably would be.
Which one?
You're gonna go Ninja Turtles arcade, or you're gonna go Turtles
Turtles
in
in
Time?
Time.
Oh,
Okay.
good
Turtles-
choice.
Yeah, I'd
Good
agree
choice.
with that.
Although I got fond memories of the original.
Yeah, they're both fun. They're just different. That's all.
Exactly.
Pretty much the same.
No, they're different. One, they go back in
But
time.
then, and then I'm such a Tetris fiend. Like, I love playing Tetris. I'd be fine. Just give me a Tetris arcade machine to put in my house. I'd be fine with that too.
I kind of want a vintage Game Boy now, so I can play.
Or
some,
like a centipede.
So I can play some.
I would like
Yeah.
like a centipede arcade game.
As much as I would want the Turtles in Time arcade, I might have to go Donkey Kong. Because
Oh.
beautiful cabinet.
Yeah.
that art of video games that was going around, that exhibit that was going around, they had the Donkey Kong
it's-
arcade, and
The sounds still drive me nuts.
that's what I love the sound.
I'm more attracted to the sounds of a Donkey Kong machine than any woman. That's not to say I'm not attracted to beautiful women,
I mean,
but
starting
the
to question
sounds,
that now. Actually,
Is there
the
a
sounds of
woman
that Donkey Kong
in
machine.
existence as beautiful as a Donkey Kong machine's noises?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Matt on dating, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, what we've got a listener who is more than a listener. He's a friend to us all. He does a show with us here on one of the other shows. He's now having to, let's just say his wife has said that he needs money. He's now going through. He had a pretty complete collection of vintage G.I. Joe Real American Heroes. He's now, as we speak, posting auctions as he listens.
Aww.
What advice will you give him? He's also, there's rumors that he's going to have to dip. He's also got a complete G1 Transformers collection. He may have to delve into that and start selling that off. What advice would you give someone who has to give his collection up?
Oh, well, regarding the Transformers, I'd say give him my cell phone number. He'll go to a good home.
He's got some great pieces.
I mean, that's really tough because Sarah, you say that you're able to get rid of things. I'm just the opposite. I'm a hoarder, and it's awful, and it's a part of this horrible addiction that I have to collecting figures. Like, I still have Happy Meal toys from my childhood up in the attic that I don't want to get rid of just because I'm like, these are I remember these, or they make this cool little train, and I don't want to get rid of them.
Those Animaniac Happy Meal figures were the
Those
best.
were pretty awesome, though. So
Exactly. And so, I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm a homeowner and I'm going to run out of space and,
Buy a
God
bigger
forbid
house.
something like that happen where I'm going to have to start parting with my collectibles. I mean, it's just,
You're just gonna have to keep building on,
I'd say,
like that Winchester
Yeah,
house. Just keep building.
yeah, like extensions
Yeah.
and sheds and basements and attics.
Shelving, a lot of
A
shelves.
lot of shelves.
Don't
Shelves.
forget to trick the ghosts, though. You got to do some stairwell ways to nowhere.
Oh,
That's a very
yeah,
specific
but,
reference.
any legitimate advice, I would say, just, you got to focus on, adulting first. Make sure you have the finances that you need. If it does mean you have to part with the things that you do love, part with the things that you love the least.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
there's always the chance that you could get them back at a later time.
Exactly.
You never know.
True. It's true.
But it's just, that hurts me. To think of, the things that I might have to get rid of if I ever needed to. It's I don't want to, though. These are my things, and I don't want to get rid of them.
But I gotta say, for
Yeah,
me,
I'm the
a
same
lot of
way.
times for me, the hunt's just as good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I enjoyed going on eBay and going, okay, that one's too expensive. That one's too expensive. That one's a good price. All
Yeah,
right, buying it now.
But no, I kind of get that because when you have an item stuck in your head, like a coworker of mine, was looking for a card catalog. Like she wanted like a card, like a cabinet,
Sure.
and just thought it would be cool to have in her
Loves
house.
the Dewey Decimal
And when
System.
she found one, it was a big deal. And she came around to all of our offices like, I found a card catalog. I'm picking it up this weekend.
What did she do with the card catalog?
It's like storage in her house. She loves it. It's like a
If I had room for a library catalog, that's how I'd store my DVDs. to be
yeah.
honest.
It's like in a.
I've got that many DVDs that I can be like, all right, yep.
You know how the world stores their DVDs now? Hard drives.
Yeah, Keith. Yeah, Keith, for the boxes of DVDs in our living room.
Whatever. That cover art's great.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Natalie, it is part of the show where we do the popped quiz. Are you up for it? We each have a question for you. Do you guys want to go first? You want me to go first?
You go first.
Ladies first.
Okay. My question for the Natalie popped quiz. What is your guilty pleasure TV show?
Guilty pleasure TV show. Ooh.
Don't say Once
let me
Upon a
think
Time.
About that.
Yeah.
Oh God, no.
Yes. Vindicated.
No, not that there's anything wrong with it. If anybody is a Once Upon a Time fan, it's just not for me. Let me think. I'm trying to think of what would be my guilty pleasure show.
I can go first if it makes you feel better.
Yeah, let's do that.
Teen Mom.
Oh, do we all have to answer?
Yeah, we all have to
Oh,
answer.
we had to come up. Shh. All right, I better start.
Mine's classic Real World.
Really? It's not bad.
Let's see, now I used to watch that all the time. Maybe I think my guilty pleasure show would probably be Big Brother.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, mine
That's
too.
probably what- yeah,
Although this
but that one
season's
I
so
watch, like, I always
terrible.
look forward to that one in the summer.
This season has been so bad.
Big Brother is really different abroad, by the way. When I was in Australia, Big Brother came on, and there was like cussing and penises just like right there.
Sarah, please. They're called women.
That's what I've heard about that, and I was trying to look up Australian Big Brother online, and they wouldn't let me watch it just because I guess because of the just the restrictions and stuff like that. And I was like, that's garbage.
I don't like the overseas ones. I don't
Yeah.
like the British one. I don't like the I like the American one.
All
But
right.
yeah, I think for things that are still on the air, that's probably my guilty pleasure show. But stuff that I'll kind of go back and watch. I think the OC. I don't know if anybody remembers that one. That was on Fox.
Yeah. I guess
That was
Buffy.
on
Was that that movie with Jack Black and Colin Hanks?
No.
No.
No. That was Orange County.
Wrong OC.
That was actually
yeah,
Orange
wrong
County.
OC. Yeah, this one it had Adam Brody, and then I feel bad. I can't remember his name, but he's Gordon in the new Gotham show.
Oh yeah, that was that guy.
Ben something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ben something.
Yeah, he knocked Miranda Baccarin.
Ben
Lucky
Crunchy.
bastard.
Who?
Oh wow.
Who? Wait, who?
He's sleeping with Inara from
Oh,
Firefly.
Inara. Yeah, okay, I'm with you now.
Inara's baby daddy.
Is
Gotcha.
There you
Buffy
go.
is Buffy guilty pleasure? Can we actually elevate that to?
I feel like
greatest show
guilty
of all
pleasure
time?
should be like stuff that isn't
Trash.
widely popular.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keith, you have a question?
See, I like thought of like guilty pleasure is like one of those like where it could be popular, but it's one of those things you're not proud to say
Yeah.
that you watched
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah.
you still like
Yeah.
it anyways.
Yeah, I feel like you're right.
All right, Keith, your popped quiz question.
No, I gotta come up with an
Question-
answer for my
Question
own
two.
question.
Oh yeah.
though,
What did you
so
have?
I like my question. I just don't have an answer for it on my own.
Throw the question
So-
out. We'll make
Well,
you
what
go
is it?
last.
Okay, if you were in a buddy cop movie, who would be your buddy cop?
Oh, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh,
there we.
that's
Didn't even-
weird.
didn't even take
because
long.
mine was the tree.
What? Okay.
Too soon?
No, I have no idea who you're talking
I'm
about.
trying to think. I don't know.
I know
mine either.
Macho Man Randy Savage. I don't know this tree person you're talking about.
He had a heart attack. and
That's
ran
how
into a
he
tree.
died.
He ran into a tree.
I see what you did there.
Oh,
Oh, what?
oh.
I thought that
I'm
was-
the bad
I
guy.
thought that was Sonny
Sometimes you
Bono.
went to a dark place.
Oh, I'm the bad guy.
I thought it was Sonny Bono who ran into a tree. Not. Oh, whatever.
What's the opposite of trees? That's my buddy. Trees are killer.
Air.
Yes, I'll have air.
Okay, who's your buddy cop?
Oh man,
Matt.
I don't know.
My buddy cop?
That's a
Yeah.
good question.
Oh, my buddy cop's easy. Murtaugh. I
Okay.
take it literally. I'm gonna take this question.
You're literally gonna go
Take it-
fuck up.
All
I'm
right.
gonna take it literally. He's a good cop. He's too damn old for this shit.
Yeah, he is too
Yeah,
old for
if
this.
I had to go literal cop, I'd probably go John McClane just because I feel like it's
Oh.
Yeah.
I have him by my side.
I feel like Macho Man's. That's a pretty good way to go too.
Oh yeah, like no regrets. Like first thing that came to my head, like who do I want by my side? It's gonna be Macho Man right now. Cream of the crop.
I can't argue that.
Can I say Aquaman? But like the
can.
character?
You could just say Jason Momoa.
No, Aquaman.
Sure.
Like orange shirted Aquaman.
No.
Blonde
no.
hair, riding a dolphin.
You're both dead to me.
Which Aquaman are you going for?
You're both
Yeah,
dead.
you got to specify.
I want sexy Aquaman who
Oh, you mean new Aquaman?
new Aquaman. I just want to
Bearded
be
Aquaman.
I just want to be near him. That's really.
Smells like fish.
I am okay. I will get.
Smells like the ocean.
I will
I'll
get.
I'm gonna
past it.
stop that
Okay.
right there. Matt, go
All
with
right.
your question.
You know
Hold
he's
on.
got like one of those drink rings around his neck, right? Like he's just full of trash.
I want some Aquaman.
The oceans are dirty.
Okay, all right. I'll
full
pick
of
a
whale
new,
sperm.
I'll pick a new one. I'll pick a new one.
What's he doing with these whales?
William
I
Shatner.
can't talk to them.
That
Picking
is
them
my
up.
buddy cop, William Shatner.
Okay.
William
good-
Shatner.
good
All
call.
right, I'll go with
I
that.
like that.
Okay, question 3. My question: If you woke up tomorrow and all the fandom that you love is gone except for one, what would that one thing be?
Oh, mean, Matt.
That is
It's
horrible.
mean.
I have a feeling I know.
Sophie's choice.
I think I know her answer.
Pick
but
the
I'm
child you love the most.
I mean, it would have to be Ninja Turtles. I
Yeah.
have to keep Ninja Turtles in my life.
Was that
I
yours,
agree.
Keith?
I agree with Natalie on that one.
Yeah.
We're BFFs now.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. For me,
Mm-hmm.
of
You
my
pick one.
probably
Wonder Woman.
probably Mario.
Ooh.
Mario's
Yeah.
classic Mario supersedes Wonder Woman, which is close because I hate, Wonder Woman's older, but yeah, Mario.
Oh.
Mario sticks for me.
And mine, cocaine.
Oh my god. gotta keep going somehow. All your other fandoms are gone. You gotta keep going.
Gotta keep going. Natalie, it's been a pleasure. Tell everybody where they can find you, where they can subscribe to your channel, and how they can see you and your videos.
Absolutely. Well, thank you first off so much for having me. This has been so much fun.
You're welcome back
But yeah,
anytime.
Oh, definitely. Yep. Let me know whenever you guys want me back. I will happily come back on this show.
Next
This was a
week.
blast. It's done. aside from work, you don't realize I have no life. I will happily come back on the show.
That's fine. That's why we do this show.
Yeah.
Well, we will have you back,
I
and we will
love it.
see you on the YouTubes.
But
Well,
let her tell her
oh,
where
tell
everybody
us
is.
where. Yes, tell us where.
That's okay. So yeah, I mean, if people want to find me through YouTube, it's you can search Natalie Green. The URL is youtube.com/Natalie Green Official. If you're on Twitter, it's at I'm Natman. Same thing with Facebook. I'm Natman. Pretty much all other social medias.
I didn't get that until just now.
I'm Natman.
You don't.
You didn't get that? Even I got that.
Matt, you did not get that until just now because I had to do the I'm Natman voice. You literally didn't get it.
Like a light bulb literally popped on.
Exactly. Well, and I almost went with the Batman voice, but then I was like, you know what? I'll just say I'm Batman just in case nobody understands me with my grovelly Batman voice over the phone.
It's all right. I would have understood it. Matt might not have. Matt, I would have.
I get it now.
Okay.
Why aren't all your handles I'm Matman? What are you doing?
I don't
wrong
know,
with your
Sarah.
life? You're clearly
I don't know why you couldn't wait until we're off air to call me out like this.
well, ladies
Not
and
in
gentlemen.
front of the guest.
Matt is doing it wrong. Is the answer to these questions?
Natalie, thank you so much for joining us, and we're definitely gonna have you on again in the future.
Absolutely. Well, guys, again, thank you so much for having me. Yep, and just let me know when you want me back on. I will be here. You guys are fantastic.
Awesome.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you, Natalie.
Bye.
All right. Bye, guys.
Let's get it real fast. Kanye West Twitter bot.
Natalie and I are BFFs, by the way. I don't know if you noticed that. Totally bonded on
But she's
purpose.
my BFF.
No, she's my BFF first. I called it. Dibs.
Oh, I guess I should have called dibs first. But I didn't. And now
I've got it.
you've got it.
BFFs.
Now, can we fight? Can we fight for her?
Sure.
Can we fight for the BFF
Sure.
moniker? Because I'd like to be her BFF.
I don't know. I'm on Keith's team because then she'll be hanging out at our house.
Two of you gets me.
Yeah.
I got
No.
Justin. I got Kanye West Twitter bot. That's what I got.
All right. What's Kanye West Twitter bot?
I don't know.
We'll
He
talk
had
about.
a-
We'll
We'll
have to
talk
fire it
about
up.
this. We'll talk about this Thunderdome thing
We
afterwards.
got to put some gas in
And
it. It's out of gas.
He had a busy week with the VMAs and being all crazy there.
Let's fire it up. It's it's low. It's really low. Justin, you didn't put any gas in this.
It's hung over.
Hold on, I'm gonna get the gas.
Yeah, no. Kanye bot is he had to show up to the VMAs and be all crazy and
Foley work.
I was trying to do Foley work and it didn't work.
I think we got it started. I hate that we got a. Why do we have a pull string on this thing?
Kanye, stand up. Come on, fam. Man, you know you like fish dick. Are you a gay fish, Kanye? Are you a gay fish? Come on, Kanye. Come on, guys, come on. Are you a gay fish?
Hey, screw you and screw your tweets.
Wow.
Okay.
Kanye's kind of
Hold on, there might be a second part. Is there a second
Hey,
part?
screw you and screw your tweets.
No, God, that's
All
it.
right.
That's
Kanye's feeling
I usually be followed up with a
salty.
we naked or something, but
Don't forget to find us. We got some news about station news coming out, so stay tuned for that. But for now, you can find us Facebook.com/radio, Facebook.com/popped_RFR, and on the Twitter @PopkedShow. So follow,
interact.
and interact.
And stay
We've
tuned.
had fun interacting for everybody. Stay tuned for Deprogrammed, or if you're listening to this time delayed on podcast, stay tuned to whatever podcast you listen to after this. Feral Conservatives, take us away.
And if you name it to yourself
Hey, Justin, I was just thinking that there's no better way to advertise that hashtag WrestlePals is moving to 10 p.m. every Monday on Radio Free Radio, RadioFradio.com, than to cut our own wrestling-style promo. Do it.
Monday nights at 10 p.m. Hashtag WrestlePals take the airwaves. And they're going to talk wrestling with you. If you want to call in, you can call 757-848-5920. Can you feel that? Feel the WrestlePals power coursing through your veins! Ah!
I think you just had an aneurysm. That's hashtag WrestlePals every Monday, 10 p.m. Radio Free Radio, RadioFradio.com.
Hey, y'all, this is Ronnie Dale Martin Jr., and I gotta tell you, man, this Radio Free Radio thing is quite awesome. And since I spent all my money on steering wheel covers and Marlboros, I need you guys to donate $1 over at the Patreon. That site is patreon.com/Radio Free Radio. If you ain't heard about it, you need to get on over there and give your $1.
It's deprogrammed. My name is Justin Wilson. Oh, hey, Bob. I'm just introducing the show.
Hello, are we on the air?
Yes, we are, Bob.
I'm
Yes.
wearing in honor of the Beastie Boys deprogrammed. I'm wearing my leader hat. Nice what you guys in there.
Beautiful. That's beautiful, baby. My name is Justin Wilson. I'm the host of the program. I guess you could call me a host. Sure. I'm a panel member. I'm a glorified panel member because I work at the station. I guess it's a lot of work, just not a lot of pay. Let me get a few things out of the way. You can go to patreon.com/Radio Free Radio. Giving $1 a month helps us greatly. As of right now, when I'm saying this, your $1 gets you all of our content, but we're switching it. We're changing that to be $1 a month is going to get you. We're getting a thank you wall, basically. The content is moving to free, so we can reach more people, so people can listen to these shows that we do in case they missed it live. So it's changing. Changes are coming here to Radio Free Radio and the Patreon specifically. Today we are talking about the Beastie Boys, and I'm pretty damn excited. So let me introduce the panel members calling in all the way from Cincinnati, Ohio. Dear friend of the station, of my own. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob France.
Hi.
Thank you for matching the energy.
Hi. Well, you were doing it like a weird question. Like, he's kind of my friend, I think. He's kind of a friend of the radio station. So I was just kind of giving you back what I was getting. So, hi.
That was a question?
It sounded questioning to me, like he is kind of my friend, I guess. I'm not sure.
Oh.
But yes, I love you, and I love what you do, and I'm happy to be here for the Beastie Boys.
I'm so happy to have you here for the Beastie Boys, too, because I get a feeling you didn't have so much fun with the Oasis.
I like the Oasis. I didn't understand the premise of the program. I think now, after doing it the first time, it's like the first time you make love, where you don't really know what you're doing. You're just kind of happy to be there, and then it's over really quickly. Now I kind of have an idea of what I'm doing and how it's going to work.
Yes. Also joining us on the panel today, James Duvall.
Who never leaves.
It seems like. Is this 4, actually?
I think
Let's
this is
see.
like 5.
Weird Al, Beck, REM, Primus. This is 5.
Yeah. Woo!
I think you're in the lead now. I think you're even ahead of Matt.
What, Francis?
Not him. Well, he's only done the one.
Oh, okay.
Matt Wade.
Matt Wade.
Yeah.
Who
guy,
lives here.
The
Literally.
Guy yes, the guy who lives here. I think he's done 4. I think Zach.
So what about Fredo? I know Fredo's done a lot too, right?
He's getting there. Let's see. Steely Dan, Primus, Devo.
He's going to make you listen to Kiss.
He's doing the monkeys.
He's gonna do the monkeys.
And
Yes.
Kiss.
Well, again, if and when Kiss happens, it will be a please explain, and I won't have to do any work on it. Well, see, that's how I feel.
That'll be the shortest one you ever do.
Dudes, fire and naked chicks.
I refuse to do Kiss unless it's Fredo and Mike Powers.
Yeah, because they'll enjoy it. Everybody else would hate it.
So, today we're here to talk about a Beastie Boys. So, first, I guess Bob, you're pretty psyched to talk about the Beastie Boys here. What is it about the Beastie Boys that's got you psyched?
I've been a Beastie Boys fan since I was, probably since I first heard "Fight for Your Right to Party," which I guess was like way back in 1986. I was 9 years old. I saw these dudes on MTV, like, dressed like maniacs and smashing themselves in the head with, like, tennis shoes and screaming and chasing girls around, and, like, they weren't playing instruments, but they weren't singing, and I was just instantly drawn to this, like, this whole kind of, this archetype of kind of juvenile delinquency. And I remember I would watch MTV nonstop, hoping that they would show "Fight for Your Right to Party" over and over and over again. It never happened, but I was hooked from the minute I saw it. I mean, the Beastie Boys just had an energy, they had a charisma, they were just amazing, and it stayed with me throughout most of my my adolescence and through my adult life.
And James,
I love it.
James,
I
same
just love
question.
Me?
Yes.
That's a tough one because when I did this, I was like, wow, I've forgotten a lot about the Beastie Boys. Because, like, I was going back and listening to Hello Nasty and realizing that I didn't own Hello Nasty and was like,
oh, great record.
Shit, I got
is.
rid of it. And then everybody's like, oh, it's so full of crap. Like, you don't need to own Hello Nasty. I'm like,
Wrong.
no, I mean, I don't know. But no, I saw them in Lollapalooza '94 and was just like fucking lost my mind. That was my first, like, huge festival event, and I was just like, oh my fucking god, this is like the Beastie Boys and Smashing Pumpkins and all these bands.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of like it's the Beastie Boys. They're a lot of things. You know, we're gonna fight. I can see it already because everybody has their own idea. Like Bob was saying, like, his list is gonna be like completely void of the shit off the radio, which is what everybody thinks of when they think of the Beastie Boys. They're like, oh yeah, Sabotage. That's that Sabotage band. You're like, no, man. That's like talking about Run DMC is like, it's Walk This Way. No, there's so much more to these guys. And so we're all going to be like, no, I like this song. And you're like, oh, fuck, I don't have that song.
Yeah.
The Beastie Boys were a thing, like, that they were cool to everyone in their own weird way. Like, the skate kids liked them because they dressed like skaters and, like, they had their own vibe. And then, like, the kids that were into hip-hop, even, like, black kids liked the Beastie Boys because they only knew Beastie Boys from, like, the first record. And then you would play them new Beastie Boys, they'd be like, wow, this is really good. Like, they walked this line of, like, still being, like, I guess, a street cred, but still being kind of legit to themselves and real to themselves. It's an amazing kind of an enigma, the Beastie Boys are. And they have a great sense of humor. They're just awesome. Like, everything about the Beastie Boys is great.
I also get a very rock and roll feel from them.
No, yeah, of course.
You know, and I don't necessarily mean that from the sound. Just I mean, and I think that's what worked about them is they had that hip hop street cred, but they also had a very rock and roll party appeal.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, you got to remember, man. I mean, they were a punk band when they first started.
Yeah.
Like, they were a punk band, and then they got into hip hop, I guess, through Rick Rubin, and like, and then it's all kind of from there, man. I mean, like, they can do it all. They're just fun ass dudes, and like, they enjoyed what they did, and they did it for a really long time, and like, they did it really well. I mean, you could listen to some of the songs on the aforementioned Hello Nasty, and just go, wow, these are really great beats. These are great rhymes. Like, this is just fantastic hip-hop. Not even just, like, because people tend to look at white rappers as, like, oh, they're good for white rappers. The Beastie Boys are just, like, an all-time top 5, like, hip-hop group. Like, when you talk hip-hop groups, you talk, like, Wu-Tang Clan, Tribe Called Quest, Run DMC. The Beastie Boys are in that conversation. They just have to be because they were around for so long and they were so influential and they're just so great at what they do, man. I love it.
I love the way they weave through each other. Like, they don't take a, you know, it's not MCA has a verse. it's MCA. They all have a verse. Like MCA will
Yeah.
start it, somebody will weave in, and then the other guy will weave in, and they'll all weave in. To me, that takes a lot of talent because instead of writing out your bars for the whole verse, it's just writing out a certain amount and then hopping in over each other.
Right. No, like when I saw him at 94, that was the era of throwing shit at people.
Yeah.
You guys remember that? Like, how much fun was that? And just
Yeah.
dudes up there on the stage like, let's throw shit at them.
Yeah.
So they're up there, you know, Hurricane, the Beastie Boys, the whole band, and people are just throwing shit. And MCA is like, hey, what the fuck are you guys doing? It's like, we're up here putting on a show for you. And it's like, and you're throwing shit at us? And he's like, all right, how about this? The next time somebody throws shit up here, we walk. And somebody just hits him with a water bottle or whatever. And he just drops the mic and turns around and then realizes the other two guys aren't going anywhere. So he's like, all right, fuck, I guess I got to keep going.
It's funny you brought up Lollapalooza 94 and Beastie Boys and Smashing Pumpkins. In 2007, I went to the Virgin Fest.
Okay.
And who was on that bill? Beastie Boys and Smashing Pumpkins. It's
Okay.
it's the only time. It's the first time I saw the Pumpkins, and it's the only time I saw the Beastie Boys.
That was that free festival, wasn't it?
It wasn't free, man.
Oh.
No, man.
It's turned free for some years, I think.
That costs some.
I never got the opportunity to see the Beastie Boys. I had tickets to see them at RFK Stadium. This lineup was going to be insane. It was at the drive-in, Rage Against the Machine,
Holy
and the Beastie
shit.
Boys.
Oh.
And what happened was Mike D, who is, I will say this, I will go on record and say, my least favorite member of the Beastie Boys.
See, he seems like a maniac.
He always has been. I hate to say it. And when we did the commercial radio show, he's the one we interviewed. I was so bummed out. I was like, please not Mike D. Please not Mike D. Please not Mike D. Shit, Mike D. So Mike D flipped his bike and broke his collarbone and was unable to tour, so I didn't get to see them.
Dang.
Damn.
Yeah. I still have the ticket. I still have the unused ticket. It was the Beastie Boys, Rage Against the Machine, and at the drive-in. That thing would have been fucking bonkers, and I didn't get to go because my least favorite member of the band broke his collarbone.
That's got to hurt those feelings. So
Yes, it totally did.
So speaking of feelings, there's been very few celebrity deaths that really get to me. You know what I mean?
Oh, fuck.
Well, we got to talk about
No,
it.
we do.
You know, Robin Williams was the most recent one. He really got to me. MCA, man, talk about how you felt when you found out MCA passed.
I made a joke in bad taste, like real bad taste. He shot his like when he shot the announcement in fisheye lens, and I was like, dude, there are just some things you do not post like film in fisheye lens.
Yeah.
And it was like a couple years ago that came up on Facebook memories, and I was like, God, I was a fucking dick.
Aw.
But no, even on the way here, I was thinking about how we didn't include Hot Sauce Committee.
Yeah.
Because that record was just such a bummer. That's how they went out.
Yeah.
Like, dicked around by a label and saying, like, oh, we can't put out the record we want, so here's this.
I don't think Hot Sauce Committee is that bad. There's some good songs on Hot Sauce Committee. I mean, it lacks the oomph that the other Beastie Boys stuff has. But I remember when MCA died, I was crushed. I was devastated because, like I said, I'd been a fan since I was 9. They were always around, and like the Beastie Boys were always going to be around. They were always going to make music. They were always going to make silly videos with, you know, guys dressed up in foam core suits beating each other up. I mean, they were always going to walk around in lederhosen and fake mustaches, and they were always going to be there to entertain me. And then, you know, MCA died, and I was literally like in tears because it was like a part of my childhood had passed away. Because when he got cancer, it was like, oh, he got cancer. You know, it's only in his lymph node. Hopefully they caught it soon enough. And then, like, you didn't see him for a while. And then, you know, there were kind of whispers and rumors about records and touring and stuff like that being kind of put to the side. And then he died. And it was devastating, man. I was really crushed. I remember talking about it on the old podcast. And, like, we went on forever because the Beastie Boys were everything I wanted to be. Like, they were hip-hop. You know, they made hip-hop, like, consumable for the suburban masses. They took it out of New York City, out of the streets, out of the boroughs and all that, and they presented it to me in Kempsville in Virginia Beach and said, this is hip hop. This is what it means to be an MC. Like, check it out. And it sucked, man. It sucked a lot.
Now, you mentioned the boroughs, so awkward segue, but to the Burrows, I wish that I would have had more time with this record because I expected that it was going to be bad, and it wasn't. It was really good, but none of it stood out against the rest of the discography. And I mean,
So wait, I'm curious. Like, have we already started our list?
No.
Like, are we good? Because you guys have already mentioned, like, you guys have already thrown out Hot Sauce Committee, and it seems like you're throwing out to the 5 boroughs too. You're just throwing out.
We had this discussion like a week or 3 ago, and we're like, okay, they've got so much, we have to stop at like To the 5 Boroughs, because I remembered To the 5 Boroughs as being like, and I mean, I owned it, and now I realize I don't own it yet again, and it's sitting in a library somewhere, and it's like I just need to either just go out and buy it again or just put it on Spotify.
Well, I guess my point in bringing that up is that I feel like had I gotten into it when it came out, that I probably would have had more. It would have had more representation in my list.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? I mean,
I get.
I still picked out a couple because I was trying to hit a little of everything, but I just feel like when weighing it against the rest of the discography, I'm like, these songs aren't quite as strong. And you know what? They just didn't have that same. I stopped following. I'll use the word religiously, I guess. At Ill Communication. Ill Communication was my height. And it still remains, after going through this, it still remains my favorite album. It's my favorite Beastie Boy album. I could be wrong. You know, some people would argue with me, but to me, it just still stands the test of time.
Okay.
What's your favorite record, Bob?
My favorite Beastie Boy record?
Yes, sir.
They're all so different and so much fun and kind of so interesting in their own ways. But, like, I hate to say it, but I think it might be Paul's Boutique.
Oh.
Yeah.
Paul's Boutique it has that kind of, it was a total flop, like commercially when it came out. Like nobody gave a shit about Paul's Boutique. It has that kind of fun playfulness of License to Ill, but it's so much more mature based on the samples that they were using on that record. I mean, based on like the production of the record. I mean, like if you just go through and listen to that stuff, I mean, they're sampling from the Beatles. I mean, from the Stones. I mean, they're taking stuff from everybody, and it's amazing to listen to. I think the Dust Brothers produced that, which is interesting. That what was your name? Your names I forgot because I was looking at my list. My co-host on this show, Jeff.
James.
Yeah.
You guys, you were on the Beck list.
Yeah.
And I think like a lot of Beck stuff is a direct kind of tributary of Paul's Boutique. Like, if there's no Paul's Boutique, there's no Odelay. There's none of that stuff. Because, I mean, the production levels on Paul's Boutique are pretty much marked. You know, that's the watershed moment for the Dust Brothers. Is that record, I think.
Yeah.
And they've kind of done everything. Everything they've done has been kind of reminiscent of that from that point on. So I'm definitely going to say Paul's Boutique.
And so, James, you're echoing?
Yeah, definitely. For almost the exact same reasons. It's such a blueprint. It's like for all the reasons, the samples, the production, the somewhat maturity. It's crazy. You know, I went back, Check Your Head. I cut so much off of Check Your Head. Yeah. Ill Communication. I was like, yeah, it's okay. I cut a lot of it. Hello Nasty kind of gets a little thick. Paul's Boutique. It's gotta be.
So
it's great. It's great. Like everything about it is amazing.
So I went ahead and played the game a little bit. Ill Communication initially was going to get a lot of play from me. Knowing that you guys were going to be coming in with a lot of Paul's Boutique, without sacrificing my list, I figured out which ones from Ill Communication I could stand to lose because I had it down to like 6 or 7. And I was like, well, let me cut it down a little bit because there's a couple that I feel like have to be in the conversation. But I went ahead and brought in. I love Paul's Boutique, but to me, Ill Communication is just, it's still where it's at because I can still listen to it front to back and be mesmerized and hop right in with all the lyrics and just go with it.
No, totally. Believe me, like when you're asking me to pick my favorite Beastie Boy record, it's difficult to do because I mean I can make the same arguments for Ill Communication that you are. Like it's a fantastic record, but it's just like for some reason, just it always comes back to Paul's Boutique for me. Like, and maybe it's because I listened to it so much later. Because when it first came out, I didn't really care because like nobody really knew how great this album was.
It stands the test of time better, which I guess is the one last thing I'll ask before we hop in. Where do we stand on License to Ill?
Dude, that was such a hard one. I threw some stuff from License to Ill in there.
Yeah.
It's just like last night I'm sitting here bored and I pulled up this old video of them around the License to Ill era, and they're just sitting backstage doing whippets and drinking beer and like smashing the backstage, and like their tour manager or whoever's just sitting here looking like shaking his head like I can't take you guys anywhere, and then like he opens the door and he's like it almost seems staged, but I'm not 100% sure considering the shit they did do. But it's like, all right, now here come the ladies, and the ladies come in. They're like, oh my god! And the Beastie Boys are like, oh my god, ladies! And they start dancing around and like throwing beers all over the place. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude! And then when I think it was around the time of it was Prodigy. Prodigy did Smack Your Bitch Up, and Mike D was like, or MCA, whichever one was just like, no. Come on, man, we can't do that anymore. We have to stop. And they were just like, you're the Beastie Boys. And they're like, no, that was the Beastie Boys. It's like, we can't do that anymore.
I think License to Ill has its place.
Yeah.
If I never heard another song off of License to Ill again, I would be happy.
I get it.
Because I mean, like, I understand where it is and what it is, and kind of. I have one License to Ill song.
Me
and
too.
That's it.
Me
I
too.
picked one, and that was it. And the rest of it is just kind of like, I'm good. Like, I get it. Like, everybody loves Fight for Your Right to Party, but that's the funny part is that's not even my song. But it's just like, I get it. Like, that sums it all up. That whole record could be summed up in, like, one song. And you're like, okay, this is who we are. We like to drink. We talk about White Castle. We talk about chicks. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah. And that's pretty much sums up how I feel about it. It just doesn't stand up well. And on top of that, like just here locally, I don't know if this was a nationwide thing, but at least here locally, half of that record got played on 96X.
Yes, and that's part of the reason why, like, I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I got it. I get you. I mean, granted, it was the number one selling hip-hop record of all time for a really long time. I'm looking at the singles. There were 7 singles from that record.
Okay,
There's only
so
12 songs on the album.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So, I mean, it's crazy, but it is what it is. It's a part of musical history, and I'm sure I read an interview somewhere where I guess it was in Spin Magazine where they were talking about it, and like they were talking like I guess Adam Yauch was getting married, and like his parents were breaking his balls about the License to Ill stuff and like bringing it up, and he was just like, oh god, I wish this would just go away forever. So I even think they were tired of it. You know what I mean?
I get that. I totally get it. All right, so the name of the program is Deprogrammed, and today we have gathered to put together a top 10 list of Beastie Boys songs. The rules are there are no rules. We set aside some rules. Like we said, we eliminated Hot Sauce Committee from the conversation. Everything else is fair game.
No, you did. I got a song from there. I'm not going to let it go either. I'm not letting it go.
Hey, you can play it, but I'm
gonna.
Okay, but I'm telling you right now, it's not getting in because James and I do not have it because we did not.
No. I'm telling you, you're going to kick yourself in the ass too because it's great.
Okay. Well, again, I mean, the rules are there are no rules, so you can play it, and nobody's gonna stop you. If two of us have the song, it makes it into the conversation for later. If 3 of us have it, it means it's a unanimous decision, and it goes in automatically into the top 10 list. As we start whittling down, going into the final round, we each get one chance to play 30 seconds of a song.
Oh, it's changed.
Yes. So
okay, that's something different.
Yeah, well, I mean, I felt like there's been a couple shows where like some of the songs we're going over them and just blank stares, like because a song somebody's just not familiar with, and so I thought, well, if we can play just a couple seconds of the song so we all know which one it is, then cool, and we'll be all on the same page. That being said, time to get into it, and I'm going straight off the bat to my number one. This one I feel like has to be in here because who doesn't love Q-Tip? Who doesn't love Ill Communication? Who doesn't love Get It Together?
It's in there.
See what's happening.
It's on my list.
Of
Yeah.
course it is. Because, I mean, I got the Timbos on my toes, and this is how it goes. 1, 2, oh my God. And still to this day, I use this in just random conversations. Phone is ringing. Oh my God.
Yeah. Some of me, like, when you listen to that song, some of it, I wonder how much is just Q-Tip actually talking into a microphone, and they go, okay, we could use that. And, like, they just, like, phone is ringing, oh, my God. I'm sure he didn't come into the studio, into the session with that rhyme written down somewhere.
Right.
That was just, he was probably just in the box, and the phone is ringing, oh, my God. And then they just said, okay, fuck it, let's just use it. And it just, and I think that song in particular just shows kind of the creativity of the Beastie Boys, like the way they're kind of, like you were saying earlier, moving and kind of flowing in and out of each other.
Yeah.
Where like Tip will say 3 lines, and Ad Rock will jump in for 4, and then MCA will have 2, and then we're in the chorus, and it's just really well done.
And plus it's a hot beat behind it. It's a great hook, and again, it's got that natural Beastie Boys thing of all them weaving in and out. And I don't know that it is my favorite Beastie Boys song. I have no problem saying that.
It's interesting. Okay, all right.
Hands down. All
I
right.
also think it's. Oh, I'm sorry, James. You can go ahead, buddy.
No, go ahead. What were you saying?
Gone.
I was going to say that it's also cool too because like it kind of shows the Beastie Boys being able to hold their own with one of the better MCs in hip hop at that time. Because like I don't know if you guys are fans of Tribe Called Quest, but like if you have the Midnight Marauders album, behind the little Tribe Called Quest character is a bunch of different MCs. And 1, 2, 3 in like a little triangle, the Beastie Boys are there. So like they were boys, they were tight, and it's nice to hear like when you can say like, oh, those dudes can't rap. Well, check this out. I'd like to hear them kind of on par and keeping up with Q-Tip. It's very fun to listen to.
Absolutely. James, you're in studio. You want to take a crack at it next?
Yeah. Let's go with an honorable because we always like to knock those out first. This one was just. I didn't even remember it being on Paul's Boutique when I picked up the name of the greatest hits collection that it's named after, and I'm sitting here listening to this song, and it's just like it starts out with a little tiptoe, and then like all of a sudden it drops, and then just starts sprinting, and it's the Sounds of Science.
Yes, I got that. You got
Let
this.
me see. I indeed have the Sounds of Science.
Nice.
Yeah.
Two in.
That's a good one. Sound of Science.
Talk about a talk. You said they start sprinting. That's a great beat.
Dude, it's just like it just and then it's like it drops and it's like and it's just gone.
It's I was doing a little something different.
It's the Beatles.
Oh.
Yeah, that's exactly
at
right.
At the end of that song, they're rapping over the Beatles. They're rapping over from.
See, Justin
from
doesn't
Abbey
know
Road.
that.
Yeah, I don't know the Beatles.
Justin does not know that.
They're rapping over the Beatles at the end of that. Because it starts off like you said. Now here we go, dropping science, dropping it all over, like bumping around the town, like when you're driving a Range
He really
Rover.
has
And
been
it's just-
listening to this shit for years.
And like it just starts so slow, and you're like, "Where is this going?" And all of a sudden, they just try, and it just goes. It's great.
That's exactly how I felt when I'm listening to it because, I Paul's Boutique hasn't gotten a lot of run in my time. It didn't happen until later in life that I got into Paul's Boutique.
Yeah.
So like as I'm listening to it, coming up trying to do this, like I'm like, there's got to be something on Paul's Boutique, and like I get here and I'm like, what are they doing? They're like talking. What? And then suddenly, I was like, oh, okay, all right, I'm in. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Then here it is.
It's really great.
Yeah, I love the Sounds of Science. All right, Freshie, you're up, my friend.
All right, I'm going to go since you guys we already have 2 on the list. I'm going to say something that I know is not going to be on the list, but it's not going to make either one of your lists, but I'm going to sell it. I would even like to play it later, perhaps. This is the last Beastie Boys song that I ever really kind of fell in love with. I remember, and the whole package of it for me, because I saw the video. It was a couple years after MCA had passed. And it's called Too Many Rappers with Nas.
I hated
It's
that
awesome.
song so much, dude. I'm sorry.
I will punch you in the face as hard as I can if I ever see you in person. Because
You have seen me once upon a time.
Everything about that song to me is the Beastie Boys. It's the Beastie Boys with Nas, one of the greatest rappers who's ever lived. I mean, bar none. And the opening verse of that song where MCA is talking about like he's essentially talking about himself like dying, and he knows the end is near, and he just kind of goes into it. And where that first, because there's two versions of it. There's one which starts, it opens with like an ecstasy. That's not the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about the other one where he's just talking about like, you know, I stay up all night in INC, and if I die, because death is the cousin of sleep. And it's just, it's very powerful, and listening to it after the fact that MCA died, like, kind of brings almost a tear to my eye.
Right.
Because, like, he's still doing what he loves doing, even, you know, probably, you know, maybe a couple months to a year before he died. And he's still doing it rather well. And for being my least favorite member of the group, I think Mike D is fantastic on this song.
All right.
And the video is just them walking around a grocery store, being cool as fuck. And if that doesn't epitomize everything the Beastie Boys are, then I don't know what else does.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to slide it into the combo, and we'll see where we are list-wise.
Oh, it's okay. Look, I knew you guys weren't going to go for it, and especially with James telling me that it's his least favorite Beastie Boys song ever.
I didn't say it was the least favorite. It's just when they start talking about crab rappers, I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? Crab rappers?
I mean, they're still dissing other MCs. Like, if you know, like the Beastie Boys had a lot of problems with a lot of rappers.
Right.
Like, like the dude from Third Base, MC Search.
Right.
Hated those dudes. Like, hated Third Base. Like, they had a lot of problems with a lot of different guys, and like I think this is just like you've got these dudes who are in their 40s. They've been rapping for 20 years, and they're saying, "Hey, look, man, a lot of you guys just kind of suck at this, and we're going to come out here, we're going to blow you out of the water. Oh, and we're going to do it with Nas, and we're going to walk around a grocery store. It's just awesome. Like everything about it just rules to me. I don't know. It's just me.
Well, it is just you, and like I said, I'm putting it in the combo just in case we need the extra song, and if we already have most of ours, then we can play a clip from it later.
All right.
So where do I go though? Because knowing James's feeling on Check Your Head, I don't know that this one's gonna get through. I'll play it anyway. I'm gonna go with Stand Together off of Check Your Head.
No.
I don't have it.
I had a feeling. It's okay.
I like it. No, don't get me wrong. I like it, but it's not on my list.
All right, James.
All right. This one was in my top, and it could have very well gone into my honorables now that I think about it. But it's a fucking 90s Beastie Boys song for sure, because even when I listen to it now, all I can think about is like cargo shorts and snowboarding and all that shit. People like X Games videos and shit like that, and it's Gratitude.
Yeah.
I mean, you just
I got it.
Like you just listen to that bass riff, and I can see Justin in his bedroom, like, got my cargo shorts. Let's go watch Freddy Got Fingered.
Yeah, I got Gratitude too. That's in.
All right.
That's in.
Yeah.
Nice.
Gratitude's a great song. It shows like the musicianship of the band. Like,
Yeah.
That was one of the first kind of where you're like, oh snap, these dudes are playing instruments and stuff.
Yeah,
And you can see it. That's pretty dope.
It was a tough one between that and Pass the Mic, and I just kind of went, I'm going with Gratitude.
All right, Freshie, you are up,
All
good sir.
right. I am.
We're doing good.
I have a feeling like you guys may have way different lists than me.
Yeah, but we're doing good so far. 3 are already in.
I am going to go with, you know what, I've always loved it, and it's Ferndale Communications, so there's a good chance Justin will have it. I'm going to say Root Down.
Yeah, I put my root down. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You got
I
to.
love Root Down.
No, I didn't have
Like-
that one.
Ah, really? See, that's a surprise.
No,
to me, 'cause
shit,
I mean, like,
it's right here.
There we go.
No,
It's in my top.
Yeah, Root Down is a great song. Like, it kind of, it runs the gamut of, like, the history of hip-hop. Like, the Beastie Boys are not faking it. Like, they know what they're talking about. You know
And
what I
then-
mean? Like, it goes back to their New York roots. It's a great song, man. The production on that is hot. The rhymes are great. Like, I love Root Down.
God, yes, of course, root down.
Yeah.
Of
I
course.
kick it Root Down. I put my root down. I kick it Root Down.
I put my root down. So how you gonna kick it?
Gotta kick it Root Down.
How you gonna kick it?
Kick it
I'm
root
gonna
down.
kick it Root Down. I love it. Like, it's just such a great song.
Again, they're passing to each other too. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think I'm gonna play my my first Paul's Boutique song, and this one was a legitimate one before going back and adding a couple extras. Looking Down the Barrel of a Gun.
I cut that one.
Yeah.
I cut that one too. I don't have it.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, for me, it has the familiarity of it was on the Beavis and Butthead.
Bingo. The first place I heard it, I was
Yeah.
like, "Wow, what's this Anthrax song?"
Yeah. and that's why I loved it. And then I went back and listened to it. I'm like, yeah, I still dig this. But
that was a tough cut for me. That was a tough cut.
Yeah, I mean that kind of was like their, like almost like their hardcore roots, trying like they did on Check Your Head and No Communication with like Heart Attack Man and all that shit. But yeah, that was a tough one. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to cut it.
Well, let's hear what made your list, James.
What made the list? Man, I lied about Licensed to Ill because I'm looking at this and I have a lot of Licensed to Ill on here.
Oh,
so let's throw out Hold It Now, Hit It.
That was such a late cut, but you got it,
That-
Bobby.
Yeah, go ahead, Hulkster.
What? So you have it though?
Yes, that's my only Licensed to Ill song.
I've got a different one. Let's see.
And I probably
That's
have three
that's the
more.
that's kind of the only Licensed to Ill song that I can listen to at this point without wanting to like hold my nose and vomit
Yeah, dude,
at the same time, because like, and I think it kind of just it's a nice capitulation for everything they did. Like, this is it for me. Like, this is what they were. Okay, great, let's move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I started out with Rhymin' and Stealin' somewhere in the list, and it was just like, the more I listened to it, the more that Alibaba thing just started to get on my nerves, and I was just like, yeah. I mean, it's probably because I've heard it for 30 years. So
Exactly.
But
I can tell you that the only reason why Hold It Now, Hit It made my list is because the one time where they go, hold it now, hit it. And the one guy goes, no. That's the only reason why, because when I was 9, I thought that was hilarious. And at this point, I still think it's kind of funny. That's the only reason why it made it. That's
Nice.
it.
I mean, it was one of the last ones I cut because again I decided to pull in some more Paul's Boutique instead of keeping two from Licensed to Ill. All right, Bobby, you're up.
I am going to say, because I want to talk about the Beastie Boys for a long time, and I feel like if I just start listing songs, that we're all going to have them. So I think I'm going to do some deep cuts here because I love all these songs.
Alrighty.
So I think I'm going to go back to Paul's Boutique, and I'm going to say Eggman.
I got it.
I don't have it.
Oh man.
2 or 3. It's around though. 2 or 3. I got Eggman.
I love Eggman.
It's a little bit of silliness.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's their punk side coming out. Like, we throw eggs at people. That's what we do.
And I want to say they're sampling I want to say it's Superfly, because if my ear is correct, I want to say some samples from Superfly.
Yeah.
I looked out the window. I seen his bald head, and ran to a fridge and pulled out an egg, and it's so much fun. Yeah, Superfly, Dance to the Music by Fly and the Family Stone, the theme from Jaws. The amount of samples on this record are fucking crazy, and I love Eggman because it's so silly and playful and fun, and they're just talking about throwing eggs at each other. It's awesome. I love Eggman. Taxi Driver, I'm the Eggman.
Yes. Okay. I think I'm going to play my one from Licensed to Ill here. I had it down to Hold It Now, Hit It, and this one. I went with this one just because I feel like it was one of the first ones that I fell in love with that wasn't Fight for Your Right. I went Paul Revere.
No.
I got it.
I mean, that's fine, but I do feel like it's quintessential. I understand why nobody would want it or would want to play it. But I also think it's important to the conversation that Paul Revere gets talked about because, again, I still have a lot of fun when I listen. It's the only one that I still have fun listening to on the whole record. So, Paul Revere, bye-bye, you on the out list, sucker. All right, James.
It happens to everybody.
Yeah, totally.
All right, I think I actually have a To the Five Boroughs track on here. So
nice.
I'm going to go with the Update.
Oh, my God.
I don't have that one.
I wanted to add it so bad.
Yeah, I think that's the only Five Bros track that kept.
Really?
It might be.
I got 3.
You got 3?
Yep.
All right.
Dude, this was a tough one. I seriously, I have a category called the hardest cuts.
Oh, nice. All right, Freshie.
You know what? I'm going to stick with Five Boroughs just so we can talk about it, because I think Five Boroughs is an underrated Beastie Boy record.
I do too.
I think, I want to say, yes, Ill Communication might have been their watershed moment. That's where they kind of peaked. But I think, it took so long for Five Boroughs to come out. I don't think Five Boroughs came out till 2004. I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
That's a really long time in between records. And they came out and their style was a little different. They kind of got back to MCing over straight beat.
Yeah.
And I loved the song "Hey Fuck You."
Yeah. God dang it. Oh, so good.
Then
I
just love the raps. The rhymes are good. The beat is sweet. It's very silly. It's very playful. MCA. Ad Rock starting off "Hey, get your hands off my rhyme book," and then the chorus. The chorus is quintessential Beastie Boys. Hey, if you don't like it, then hey fuck you. It's awesome.
You know what bothers me about To the Five Boroughs, and I mentioned this, in the discussion leading up, is a lot of the songs actually hit me, and a lot of them, I had more than half the record on my first sweep through, and I'm looking at my list and I still had 45, 50. Man, I gotta get some of these out of here, and I automatically went to the Five Boroughs to start making cuts.
Really?
Well, and again, it's because I don't have any kind of emotional attachment to those songs, because I didn't. This time around, doing this show is the first time I listened to that record.
Huh.
So
interesting. I remember when I got that, I was working at the radio station.
I almost stole that from you.
Fan of the game, Alfredo Torres used to do a really great dance to check it out, and he would do this crazy dance because the way it kind of started, the and he would just go nuts, and it was fun, and we just used to listen to it all the time. And I always liked the song "Hey Fuck You" because I felt like it had that. Again, it's the Beastie Boys talking shit about other MCs, and they're just hey man, we've been doing this at this point for almost 20 years, and if you don't like it, then hey fuck you. And it's I love it. I think it's great. It's still that kind of it's that punk rock mentality that they had.
And it bums me out that I didn't keep that, because that was one of my original.
You know what? Hey, fuck you, Holster.
I guess I fucked it up. Okay. Well,
all right, so what do we have on the list now?
All right. So already in, we have "Get It Together," "The Sounds of Science," "Gratitude," and "Root Down." So we're almost halfway there already.
Wow.
Yeah, we're doing fine. I'm gonna stay To the Five Boroughs. I got 3 songs, and I'm gonna go with the one that might actually have a chance. This is the one that I thought, on my second and third listen to, I'm like, this sounds like a Beastie Boys song to me. I went with "Rhyme the Rhyme Well." It had the weaving verses. It had them finishing each other's sentences or phrases, however you want to put that. I went with "Rhyme the Rhyme Well," and I'm guessing I'm the lone man on this one.
You are the lone man out on that one, friend.
That's all right. See, now I wish I would have just went with my damn gut and just kept, because I played myself. I overplayed the game.
Yeah.
It happens sometimes, dude. It happens.
Yeah.
But to be fair, okay, I'm going to be fair, because when I saw your guys' list, we were talking about this on Facebook, you guys had pretty long lists. I cut mine down to 27 songs.
Right.
So I was kind of cutthroat with some of them, and I'm not going to lie, there's not a lot of radio songs on here.
That's fine.
There's just not. After Oasis, I kind of learned, I'm not going to do songs that are big. I'm just going to do songs that I love. So
Yeah.
I'm just doing stuff I love. I learned my lesson.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right, James.
All right, then this one may not even make the list then, but I'm sure you guys know that they're from New York, right?
Uh-huh.
And they're Jewish?
Uh-huh.
So I went with Shadrach.
I do have that.
I don't have it.
You don't have it? You don't have Shadrach?
Nope.
Well, kind of a radio song, if I remember correctly, but again, it's been a real long time.
It's been a long time, General.
It has been a long time, General. As a matter of fact, when that Criterion collection came out, I was surprised to find out that they had made a video for Shadrach. I was just like, how many songs did they make fucking videos for that I never saw?
I mean, they're there at the front end of MTV.
It was
too,
like
so.
Hey Ladies had a video. Shadrock had a video.
The Hey Ladies video is great.
Dude, yeah.
Like it's,
what is it? They're in like zoot suits and.
yeah, like they're hanging out by the pool and stuff and being all goofy and like Ad Rock is combing his hair.
All right, Freshie, you are up, good sir.
All right. Hold on. I'm trying to write down what we have on the list already. So we've got Root Down, Gratitude, the Q-Tip song.
Get it together. Sounds of Science.
And Sounds of Science. Sounds of Science is a good one. I'm happy that made the list.
Me too. With like no resistance. It's in.
Yeah, no resistance at all. Okay, so here, I'm just trying to go through my list here. You know what? I'm going to say... you know what? I'm gonna throw it out there, man. I'm gonna see if it sticks. It was probably my favorite song on Check Your Head. What's another word for pirate treasure?
Oh,
Professor Booty.
I think it's booty.
No, it didn't make it.
Oh man, Holster.
That was my 21st cut.
Oh.
Again, I was trying to make room because I thought you guys was going with the
I
things.
always loved Professor Booty. Man, I don't hang out with those dudes, man. I got nothing to do with those dudes. Yeah, it's like a female with some tool. What's up with her? I love that song. It's so much fun. Oh, man, that's a bummer.
Yeah, we missed that one. We missed that one.
It's all right. I mean, again, I'm, whatever.
I'm going to throw this one out here. I'm not going to feel as bad if it doesn't miss because we already got Root Down in. But on the same wavelength, you pop in Ill Communication, the first thing you're going to hear is Sure Shot. And
I got it.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, of course. I know you.
Yeah.
To this day, just that part makes me so happy. And like, just again, it's weaving verses. It's this disrespecting women has got to be through.
That's the one.
And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're right, MCA. We need to stop with that.
Yeah, it's cool, and that's them being kind of preachy and fun and like evolving as human beings and like maturing as individuals. Like it's very fun, but it's still playful and silly. Like I remember the video, like where DJ Hurricane grabs the camera, like the boom camera, and the camera starts to raise up, and if you look over the side, he's like, "Holy shit, I'm gonna die!" And it's a lot of fun. Like it's just a good song.
So Sure Shot's in. Good. We got Sure Shot and Root Down, man. I feel real good now.
We go home.
James, you're up.
All right. This one was a deep cut from Hello Nasty, and now actually the only thing I can remember about it now is like the last 30 seconds, and that's The Move.
Wait, I thought I had that, but I'm not seeing it on my list.
I don't have it.
Yeah. No, I for some weird reasons, like that little Spanish song at the end, like always sticks out to me, and so I'll always think of The Move when I think of Hello Nasty.
Where's my Hello Nasty songs? None of them are on here. I know I had one or two. Oh, something happened. Okay. Freshie, you're up.
Let's see. I'm trying to look. He's got 1, 2, 3 from Ill Communication.
Yep.
I'm trying to keep track on this because I know that's Holster's favorite record, and I'm not trying to. Actually, no. We have 3 from Ill Communication.
Yep.
We've got 2 from. Actually, then we have 1 from Paul, and then we have another one from Check Your Head.
That's right.
All right. So I'm trying to keep track of all this stuff. Right now, I say Holster's kind of winning this game.
Hey, these were all unanimous, so.
Yeah, I am. Let's see here. I am going to go with. We brought it up earlier, and I was just talking about the video. I'm going to say "Hey Ladies" by on Paul's Boutique. I love "Hey Ladies."
That one's on the list.
All right, hold on. Let me pull it. Where is it? Because I definitely didn't have it.
You don't have "Hey Ladies"?
No.
Justin.
I'm surprised. Like that one is. I mean, I think I like "Hey Ladies" more than "Shake Your Rump." "Shake Your Rump's" a really fun song.
See, that's
but
the
I
one I
love
went
"Hey
with.
Ladies." Like my son even goes, "Hey, ladies!" Like I taught him how to do that because I'm a terrible father. It's just so much fun and so easy and wonderful to do. I love it. I love "Hey, ladies."
Get funky. Well,
Look, I'm counting here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 samples on that song. That song is 3 minutes and 47 seconds long. There's 16 samples. That is crazy. Like, they're going to run into... I wonder how much longer they're even going to be able to put this record out, how long Capitol is going to let this run.
They remastered it a couple years ago.
Really?
And put it, yeah, they
That's
remastered
crazy.
it and put it out. And people were like, we're surprised they were able to do this.
Yeah.
because that's what happened to all the De La Soul stuff. Like, you can't get a lot of the early De La Soul stuff because they have so many samples on the album. Their record company who owns all the records won't put them out because, like, dude, we can't afford to have all this shit cleared. So, like, all the early De La stuff is just, like, locked away. All right, so no Hey Ladies. That's a bummer, Hulkster. I'm surprised.
It's in the convo because James had it too. So I
All
mean,
right, all right.
And you just brought it up. The reason I didn't go "Hey Ladies" is because I went "Shake Your Rump," so I'm putting it in play.
I don't have it.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, all right. You had both of them. All right.
Yeah.
Shake your rumpa. Ding 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 ding.
Running from the law, the press, and the parent. Is your name Michael Diamond? No,
Nah,
mine's
mine's
Clarence. So much fun.
Yeah. All right, James.
Hey, look, I do have another To the Five Bros song.
Oh, look at you.
Hey, let's look at all this Five Borough songs. I wasn't going to get rid of this record. We're throwing it out.
Well, I mean, I did throw it out, but and I only remembered it was Five Bros after I said, "Oh, I've only got one song," and it's the fucking radio song. It's Check It Out.
I got it.
I got Check It Out.
You do? All right.
Yeah. I love it. Has a special place in my heart. I love that song.
Yeah. Yeah. 1, 2,
I mean,
3, 6.
it works out if we can represent all the records except for Hot Sauce Committee.
Yes. All right, Bobby, you are up, good sir.
All right. You know what? We don't have any. We got a lot of ill communication. I thought there'd be more Check Your Head. So I don't know if this one is going to be on anybody's list besides mine, but I've always been a big fan of Funky Boss.
Funky boss, funky boss, funky boss, funky boss, funky boss, funky boss.
I think
Get
I
off
cut it
my
for.
back.
I think I cut it for that exact reason.
Really?
Yeah.
I had it until really, really super late.
Oh, bummer. I love Funky Boss.
I think I played myself on, I guess I just assumed that I wasn't going to match you guys, so I brought in more than I should have just went with my gut.
Nah, son. My list is like, it's great.
I should have went with my gut. Let's just stay right there on Check Your Head. I know James doesn't have it because he just said he didn't. I got past the mic.
I don't have it.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, James.
And again, it's not a matter of it's not a great song. It is a great song, but like I learned my Oasis lesson. Like you guys burned me hard on Oasis because I felt like I was being made fun of because all my songs were big hits. So like I said, you know what I'm going to do on this? I'm going to go deep, and I know way more about the Beastie Boys than I ever knew about Oasis. So I went deep, and I went real deep, and
yeah, but it's cool so far because we already got 6 through. So
yeah, we got 6.
Yeah. So the conversation
Yeah.
part's coming up. All right, James, you're up, good sir.
All right. Yeah. I don't remember if this one was even a single, but maybe it should have been. But all I have to say is Beastie Boys getting live on the spot, putting all sort of same on the game you got, which I just murdered. But you get the point.
I don't even know what song you're talking about. I don't know.
Putting shame in the game.
Oh.
I don't have it.
You don't have it. Wow.
Nope.
What hold on. Wow. King of Boggle, there is none higher. I get 11 points off the word Quagmire. I'm fighting for that fucking song, but it's not making it.
I don't know, man. Like, yeah, I think that one fell on dead ears, my friend.
Freshie, good sir.
All right, I'm going to go for one here. I'm going Hello Nasty. I'm going Body Moving.
I have it, but I have Body Moving.
Yeah, I have it.
All right, it's in.
Now, let me ask you this question. do you have the Body Moving original version or the digital remaster? I want to say it's the remix of it from the digital remastered version of it. Because there's like several different versions of Body Moving.
Yeah, I
It doesn't
seem to
matter.
remember that.
I remember the different versions, but I listened to the one that was on the Spotify. So
Yeah, and
Alright.
see, the thing is, I'm even though I know there's a difference between them, right now I can't seem to distinguish between the beat for Body Moving and the beat for Super Disco Breaking.
Yeah, it's a little different. I want to say the Body Moving is the one I like. I want to say it's a Fat Boy Slim remix or some weird shit
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking of, and it's like 5 steps to the left or whatever it is, and
Yeah.
maybe that's Disco Breaking.
I can't remember. There's several versions of that song, and I like all of them, so it doesn't matter. But I just wanted to know, like, if you preferred one to the other. That's all.
All right, so it is
That's all.
my turn. Man, I'm dwindling down. I only got a couple left here. I know this has no chance, and I'm okay with this because we got 3 from Ill Communication in here. I'm going Flute Loop.
No.
No.
I have Fruit Loop.
Oh, all you porno peoples who are trying to peep this. Easy enough for me to say.
Moo
me. Yes.
Drop the mold. Yeah, dude. Flute Loop is dope.
Again, I still find ways to work "moo me" into conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen to you listening to it.
It's on right now.
But it's that hot flute loop, hence the name of the song. I love that flute loop. So I mean that had me from day one. All right, James.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we're getting down to the line on my list. Right now.
Oh man, I had that super late too.
Nope.
But I don't
have it.
No.
Damn.
Bob.
How about if it's going to be this kind of party, I'm going to stick my dick in a mashed potatoes. People make it with the freak.
Oh,
that
God.
was that one. Wait, did I cut that one?
I cut it because I was playing the game.
Yeah,
How do you guys cut the song when, shit,
Well,
if
no.
it's going to be that kind of party, I'm going to stick my dick in a mashed
Right,
potatoes.
no,
Like, how do you
that's
for that?
when I listen to that, it makes me think of Odelay for some really weird reason.
Really? That's
Yeah,
weird.
It's I think there's a sample kind of like that in Odelay somewhere. It's High Five Rock the Catskills.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
like just some weird sample just like that in the middle of High Five.
Shit. Put the other record on.
That one, exactly.
Oh,
right.
B-boys making with the freak. God bless it. I played myself too much this time
Yeah.
this week.
Putting songs together ain't no puzzle like Yahtzee. They're rhyming, and it's so good.
I just felt like I was bringing too much ill communication to the table. So
But I mean, you know why? I mean, but the thing is, like, ill communication. All right, if you take ill communication as a whole, okay, like as an entire album, and you take, I mean, the one song everybody thinks about is Sabotage, right?
Right.
That's everybody's song. Like, that's the big song on that album. There's so much other great songs on that album
Yeah.
that, like,
Yeah.
you almost forget about Sabotage. And, like, sometimes when I go through and listen to ill communication, I won't listen to Short Shot. I won't listen to Sabotage. I won't listen to Get It Together. And I'll just listen to everything else. And the whole rest of that album is just so good. So it's like, it's almost like they're anti-singles in my head, if that makes sense.
yeah, I can dig it.
Like I'll skip over Short Shot to get to Tough Guy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll skip over Sabotage and Get It Together to get to like Butterman's Rule. You know, that's just the way, that's just the way my brain's working on. You know, all right, here, this is awesome.
Yes, it is.
You
It's
know,
so
so I
good.
mean, like, yeah, so it's like I almost have anti-singles on that one. I have kind of the same thing with Check Your Head. It's like anti-singles for me. Like they're great. They're all such great songs, but it's like, yeah, I can't listen to the radio ones that much anymore because I've heard them for 20 years.
Yeah, I can.
Shit, and I played them for 10.
Yes, you did.
So,
Yeah, that helps.
All right, James.
yeah.
All right, I really might have to start pulling to my cuts because everything at this point is a fucking Paul's Boutique or
We've already got 7 through.
right.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the convo left, and then whatever we go through here.
Well, how about Remote Control? That's Hello
I
Nasty.
have that one. I have that one.
Let's see, I know that's on here somewhere. I don't.
Helen, the opening beat for that is awesome. Well, things get hectic, quick. It's so awesome, dude. Like, I love Hello Nasty.
I'm also wondering where the hell all my Hello Nasty stuff went, but that's aside from the point. I know I had 2 or 3 on here. Where is it on my list?
Come on, host.
Well, you're
you
up.
wouldn't see Chris Hardwick pulling this shit.
That's true.
It's true. He's also getting paid fucking crazy loot. So
There it
he's
is.
got people doing the shit for him.
That's true.
Hulkster's trying to raise 2 kids to make
Right.
people life happy.
It's true, and can't do any of those things. Bob, you are up, good sir.
All right, let's see here. Again, I think I'm outthinking the root on this one, but I don't even care. Let's see here. I'm gonna say because we don't have any Beastie Boys punk stuff.
You're right.
We don't have any Beastie Boys punk rock music on this. And to be fair, not a bad punk band. Like
No.
they could play a good 2-minute song. So I'm gonna go. If I had to pick one, I'm gonna say Heart Attack Man.
I'll allow it because even though that didn't make my list, I really love the shit out of Heart Attack Man. They even just start out like just joking. It was like, this guy's so fat.
Here's a little diddly about a guy in
Yeah. And you know that Mike D is talking and he's high as a giraffe's ass,
Yeah.
and he can barely get the words out. This is a ditty about the Heart Attack Man. And he weighs in pretty hefty, and like he just can't even get the words out. And it's so much fun and so awesome. I love Heart Attack Man. I love Heart Attack Man.
All right.
Anybody else?
James says he's allowing it.
I'll absolutely allow it. Heart Attack Man would have made my list.
Hulkster, is it on your list?
It isn't, but I'm putting it through because I love it, and I cut it for game playing reasons, so it's all the way through. Man, we got 8 through already. So I'm gonna rapid fire my last couple here, see if I match any of you guys. Triple Trouble. So What You Want. Car Thief.
Oh wait, hang on. I have Triple Trouble.
Oh,
I don't.
If you wanna know.
Want to know the real deal about the 3? Yes, I have that one. Yeah.
So What You Want, I assume nobody has.
It made my cuts.
All right.
That song is nowhere near my list, son.
That's a radio song.
Car
It's
Thief.
not even the fact that I'm just
No,
fired up with that song.
No, I get it.
No.
I totally get it. Car Thief.
No.
Don't have it. Nah.
What Comes Around?
Nope.
And then the ultimate me trying to play the game, Sabotage.
Made my cuts because I really was I kind of like Bob. Sabotage.
Yeah, I didn't
Dude, don't get me wrong. I love Sabotage. I love that song so
Yeah, me
much.
too.
But if I never hear it again, I'm good.
No, I feel the same way. So, and I'm just going to go throw that into the outs because you want to throw a couple more out, James, just to see if you match with Bob?
Yeah, I'm not going to. Slow and Low.
Nope.
Yep, didn't think so. And then, of course, No Sleep Till Brooklyn. Nope.
Nope.
Shake Your Rump.
Nope.
And that one's not going to do it. And then Super Disco Breaking.
Nope.
All right. And is there anything that hasn't been in this discussion that you think needs to at least be brought up, Bob?
Let's see here. What about Live at TJ's? From Check Your Head?
I know the song. I don't have it, but I know the song.
I'm
What?
somewhat
The,
familiar.
the negotiation limerick file from Hello Nasty?
See, again, I had that one. I don't
and
know
I
why
had
that's
that
not on my
one
list.
too. Was negotiation limerick file?
I don't know what happened. Why my jank didn't save? Because I thought I
I
had
like that one. I like that one a lot. How about let's see here. Where is it? There was one more that I wanted to throw out here. Nobody's probably got it, but it's the last song on Paul's Boutique that's like actually 10 songs.
Bouillabaisse.
Yeah, it made my
Yeah.
cut because it was so
Bouillabaisse.
many. It was because it was so many songs, and some of them I liked, and some of them I didn't. But I might be good with Bouillabaisse.
I love it.
Because it really is.
I threw the mattress in her face.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what I'm going to
It's so
do.
awesome.
All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Jeez.
We actually broke
Yes,
the Steely Dan record.
And we've got Root Down, Gratitude, the Q-Tip song, Sound of Science, Sure Shot, check it out, Body Moving, and Heart Attack Man.
Yep. All right, so that moves us to the conversation. I'll go through the list, and if there's anything that you want to move your stance on, let me know.
All right.
You guys both had Hold It Now Hit It, and I did not, but I am totally cool with moving that in if you guys still want it in.
We'll put that one to the side. Let's see what else we can agree on.
Yeah.
Okay. Triple Trouble. Eggman.
I love Eggman.
Me too. James is the odd man out, so he would have to move.
Exactly.
Put it to the side. Put it to
Put it to
the
the
side.
side,
We'll talk
yeah.
about it later.
Yeah. Shadrach. That was Bob who didn't have it. Hey Ladies. I was the one who didn't
You
have
know,
that.
I'm willing to go. I'm willing to go. Hey, ladies, or Shake Your Rump, whichever one you guys can agree on. I would almost say either one of those songs over anything from License to Ill.
And I think a few of the conversation songs are licensed to ill, aren't they?
Well, let's see. Hold It Now.
Hold It Now, Hit It is.
That's the only one.
That's the only one, really?
uh,
Wow.
Yep. Well, I agree. Hey Ladies or Shake Your Rump. One or the other.
And I would even take my support away from Eggman for Hey Ladies or Shake Your Rump, just because like Eggman has a special place in my heart because it's so silly and kind of goofy.
Right.
But like Hey Ladies is it's a really good song. I dropped my draw, said Welcome Back Carter. I mean, come on, they worked a Welcome Back Carter a reference into the song.
Yeah.
You know. So whatever one, I mean, I'm good with either one. So I'm willing to concede either way.
All right. So Bob didn't have Shake Your Rump. I didn't have Hey Ladies. Which one do we feel stronger about, James?
Luck. I think it's Hey Ladies just because of the Hey Ladies.
Hey. Yeah. I am willing to move on that, and let's put Hey Ladies on through. We'll remove Shake Your Rump from the conversation. I'm gonna go
And remove. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I'm gonna remove Flute Loop just because we already have a ton of ill communication in. Even though I love Flute
Okay.
Loop, I hate losing it, but we've got like 4 or 5 already in. So
It's weird to me that there's only one Check Your Head song here.
yeah, and there's
The only
none
the
in the
only
combo
check,
either.
The only Check Your Head song that made it was Gratitude.
Yeah,
and nothing else.
Yeah. Yep.
And I butchered Check Your Head. I absolutely butchered it. I was just like, nope. Nope. Instrumental jam?
And the
nope.
thing is, like, I love Check Your Head. It's such a great record, but like, I feel, Hulkster, you're not going to get this reference, but I'm just going to throw it out there anyway. Check Your Head is to the Beastie Boys what Low End Theory is to Tribe Called Quest. They're both revolutionary records, but the follow-ups, being Ill Communication and Midnight Marauders, are the same kind of formula, just perfected better, if that makes sense.
I can dig it.
And I think I
So-
have Low End Theory and not Midnight Marauders.
See, I love Midnight Marauders is my deal. Like when it comes to Tribe Called Quest albums, like that's it for me. But like I feel like there's similar works, but I think that Midnight Marauders is just a tad more polished, if that makes sense.
Okay, so we only have one left, and it can be Hold It Now, Hit It, Triple Trouble, Eggman, Shadrach, or Remote Control.
Wow.
Well, I feel like we've got so many Paul's Boutiques at this point.
Let's see, we got one.
I would almost say like, should we throw in like a
Two.
like a Check Your Head song? Like, should we just dump on like Pass the Mic or So What You Want and just be done with it?
I had both. So What You Want. Of the two, I'd rather take Pass the Mic.
Yeah, I would do Pass the Mic over What You Want.
All right, so let's.
See, I would go the other way with it because
Really?
I like So What You Want better, but I'll give you Pass the Mic. Or if we can't have that one, I want Mark on the Bus.
Oh, Mark on the Bus is good too.
I ride on the bus into the city every day.
So let me ask you this though: of
Yes.
of those 3 songs, if you were trying to get somebody into the Beastie Boys, which of those 3 songs are you playing?
What? So What You Want or Pass the Mic?
Yeah.
Dude, I think personally, I think I would play So What You Want. I like the beat more. I like the yeah.
You can't front on
you
that.
can't front on that. I just like that. I like the bridge and the hook of that better.
I think you might have moved me.
Yeah.
Because initially I was going against it for commercial reasons. But
My man Mario C, let's run it on back, and like I love the organ in the beginning.
Yeah. You know what? Let's go.
Just throw me in, just like I was Eddie Highland. I love that shit, dude. Like I just love it.
Let's go with So What You Want. All right, so here it is. We've got 10. All right, check it out. Get It Together, The Sounds of Science, Gratitude, Root Down, Sure Shot, To Check It Out, Body Movin', Heart Attack Man. I can't believe that made it. Makes me happy. Hey Ladies, and So What You Want.
See, for me, it was either going to be Heart Attack Man or Tough Guy.
Right.
I like Tough Guy a lot too. About Bill Lane Beer, and I hate Bill Lane Beer. But I figured Heart Attack Man would be the more universal kind of vibe.
Well, what's funny is, again, I cut Heart Attack Man because I was playing the game too deep. So
yeah.
But I was willing to rig the system and put it on through because I be loving some Heart Attack Man.
Heart Attack. Here's a little bitty bad guy named Heart Attack Man.
Yeah, because that's how it starts, and he's
it's
giggling.
awesome,
He's
dude.
giggling his face off. I actually also a super late cut for me. So we've got our list. It doesn't matter, but Do It with Biz Markie. Do what? Let's do what?
Yeah, I had that one.
God, I love that song.
You should have played it. You never know. I love that. Like the Black Birds, I'm gonna do it to it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Like there's just so much Beastie Boys. Like again, I feel I'm way more prepared for Beastie Boys than I was for Oasis because there's just so much Beastie Boy stuff that I like. Like I almost like all the anti-single stuff, man. Like it's just so much fun.
I almost played Bodhisattva Vow too.
But that was a good one. That's on what Ill Communication.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I just started getting too many Ill Communication tracks, and I'm like, I need to play some other stuff here. So,
You know what I really like from that I didn't play because I knew no one would have it, but if I had to have like an 11th song just for me, it would be from Check Your Head, and it would be The Maestro.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love The Maestro.
Actually-
There's one thing you ought to know. I am the Maestro. Oh, yeah, you motherfuckers. I am all that. How can I be so skinny and live so fat? You know why? Because I'm the Maestro. That shit is awesome. Even to this day, it's still great.
Actually, at one point had Groove Homes too.
Groove Homes is a good one.
I cut it because, well, again, playing the game, but also because it was an instrumental, and I didn't think it would get any traction. So
I didn't pull because when in our Facebook messages, you guys were kind of not really into some of these instrumentals. I remember being on 96X when I would work live on weekends, and like they told me I needed music beds. I was like, cool, okay. So I just busted out Check Your Head and just played, Beastie Boys underneath. Back selling and front selling records. That's all I did.
That's
I
why
would just talk over. That's all I would just talk over Beastie Boys songs.
That's why Groove Homes is one that sticks out to me, is because Fredo used to use it all the time too.
We would always just talk over that one, and then like I think the Blue Nun was another one. Where
Yes.
we just kind of chat over,
Yeah. Alrighty, well, it's about that time to wrap her up. Bob, I thank you so much for calling in and chatting Beastie Boys with us. I appreciate it.
I had a really great time. I can't wait till you guys do Tribe Called Quest.
Yes, that'll be.
And I know you said it would be a discovery for you, but I think you should do the Afghan Wigs.
I'm going to do them too.
Dude,
So-
I would be all over that because they are probably my all-time favorite band.
Oh, you're in. So once I get it scheduled, you're in. I'll let you know.
Sounds good, buddy. Thank you. James, it was a pleasure talking with Beastie Boys with you. I hope you
Likewise.
had a nice time,
Yeah.
and I think we had some nice songs.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think we did good. I appreciate you calling. Thanks again, Bob. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, buddy.
All right, have a good one.
Later.
And that's Deprogram for the week. Check us out, patreon.com/Radio Free Radio. Really appreciate it. $1 a month gets you on our thank you wall. That's something we're working on. We're doing, for the next 2 days, you're still getting all the back catalog. You want to say something, Matt? You want me to open you up there, or are you just sitting down?
Stay tuned for the pod.
Okay. Patreon.com/Radio Free Radio. Big things coming. Big changes coming to the station. Big changes coming to the website, and how you're going to be able to listen to all our shows. The big idea here is we want to reach a bigger audience, so that's why we're moving all our content to free. In the meantime, that's going to do it. The Beastie Boys. Learn them and love them, people. See you next week for The Cure.
Radio Free Radio Show.